like worst thing to me what happened in my journey was lose to Onyx Page in MSC 2025. It was such a I have such a bad feelings about this match, and many talks that I am a bad gold winner and something like that. And here we go. We meet again with Kevra in MSC, and we shut him down with the team. So it means a lot for me.
So you were able to prove that you're on par with the gold standard.
Yes.
Hiko, how did you expect this? Did you expect to be here right now? Because I think we talked to Kid Bomba, and then he said, like, yeah, he had a good feeling that they'll make it all the way to the grand finals and even maybe win this tournament entirely. Did you share the same idea with Kid Bomba?
We have like great preparation in Malaysia, 3 weeks worth of hard works and trainings, and we have such great results. We have like 80 win rate in scrims, so it's not a surprise that we're going to grand finals, but we have some issues at the start of this tournament, and we fix them and we adapted to the meta so quickly. So here we go in grand finals.
And we're very proud of you. But in this grand finals, you're going to be up against Yangon Galacticos. I heard that you were scrim partners. Is this true?
I think we met them like 2 times maybe.
Do you think that that's going to be a good thing coming into the grand finals? Like, do you have a read on Yangon?
We knew how they gonna play, but I think we better as a team, and we have better drafts, I think. So I think I'm sure we can win them.
Okay, so there's a little bit of insight there, but you're still confident that you're going to win this. And you won against them before, right? M7,
yes.
You were the ones to knock them out, actually, in the lower brackets.
3-0.
3-0. He has to remind me. 3-0. It was 3-0 again. Replicate the same success? Oh, what are you going to say?
But third game was like longest game in M series tournament, so it was such a great series, and they give us a fight sometimes.
So are you happy that you're going to meet Yangon again?
I'm sure we will beat them again.
Okay, they're sure they're going to beat them again. But what do you think has changed about Yangon Galacticos? Do you think they improved? How have they improved?
They ran up a little, has a little bit of changes. They changed gold laner and mid laner, and their old trio like XP, Rome, and Jungle right now in like their prime. They have good connections and they play good team fights. So they have great roster, but we have better. So.
Okay.
Let's see.
This is going to be a matchup to watch. It's a new era, people are calling it. Hiko, do you have anything else you want to say before your grand finals match?
I'm just very grateful for my team. They support me so much in this journey, and all our fans also. I want to thank them because it was such a hard journey to get to grand finals in major tournaments, so I'm very thankful for my team and fans. So keep supporting us in grand final, and we'll see who better in this grand final.
We will see who is better in the grand finals. Hiko, thank you so much. That was a remarkable message. I'm very excited for you. Good luck. Because now we are going to throw it over back to you guys.
Well, Hiko's already let us know that he was one of the youngest people at MSC the first time he played. In fact, this is how young Hiko was. We have an image of his first moment in MSC. It was quite a spectacle. Zaro Egoist, I know, is sometimes who we talk about, but you see that right there? That was young Hiko winning 3-0. Kid Bumba couldn't believe it at that point in time, guys. Pretty amazing.
I mean, like, for me, even I didn't know.
Yes.
Let's face it.
It's a baby.
Asian babies, they all look the same. I'm sure you look like that when you were a baby.
Brig?
Probably not the hair.
Not the hair. Okay, he didn't have as much hair as he.
If I'm not mistaken, I look very different as a baby. I almost got disowned as a baby because they thought I was the wrong kid.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. We're getting to
awkward conversation with my parents, as well as the nurses and the doctors. But hey, I grew up normal.
So you had that convo as a baby? Because you said the nurses were involved.
Why, Mom? Wah.
Oh, LaFell.
Mom,
Wow,
it's
what a
me,
life.
LaFell. Went.
Brig, are you sometimes like just fascinated by the life LaFell has lived
A
or is
bit-
living?
A bit too fascinated, honestly.
I
We
agree.
spend too much time together, and I feel like we're like brothers and sisters at this point. We always fight, but we can't get rid of each other.
Well, and we're going to keep you here for a best of 7 as well.
That's
It's the
true.
longest time we're going to have to spend together this entire tournament. And of course, Eco feeling confident as well. All those jokes aside, as being one of the youngest players, when he first entered, he actually now has the youngest player in MSC on his team in Zauer Egoist. We'll see what they can do against, of course, Yangon Galacticos, who I have been saying is maybe the best team in the galaxy because no one has been able to do anything against them. You look at the way Ying is playing. We're coining the undying today because he has been so good at the bottom of the KDA or at the top. Either way you look at it, he's not dying very often. Han, Kaizi, Blink, and Sanji. He talked about that roam, that XP, that jungle synergy that they have. They said they're a great team, Hiko, but we're better. We'll see what the coach of Yangon has to say about that.
We are now here with our grand finalist, coach from Yangon Galacticos. Welcome, M-God.
Hello.
How is everything? How are the players doing coming to the grand finals?
They are so excited.
They are excited.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had a chat with Coach Marvs and he mentioned that everyone is such a positive bunch. Is it the same thing going to the grand finals as well?
Yeah, sure, because we have a good resonance screen also. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So good results in the scrims, boosting confidence.
Yeah.
But what's the mentality coming into this, coach? Initially, did you think that you would come this far, all the way to the grand finals?
Actually, yes, because before we start off the EWC, whenever we are playing screen, we win a lot of the good team. And then even if we don't win it, we have like an equal attempt. So we know that we're gonna be something in this EWC, where we didn't just sure that we're gonna make it to the final or not, but we already know that, we're gonna be at least top 3. That's for sure. We already know that.
Okay, so even initially going into it, you already thought that you would go top 3.
Yes.
Now top 2.
Yeah.
How about top 1?
Yes. Yes. I'm hoping that. I'm hoping that. Yeah.
It was really, I would say, heartwarming to see the winner's interview with Coach Marvs yesterday. Could you talk to us a little bit about how you guys met?
Actually, I'm already leaving the Mobile Legends sense. I'm resting. I don't want to come back to this anymore. And then the player from the former YG, Stitch, and then Blink is my friend. So they asked me, Coach Amgo, we need a coach, and that kind of, we need a coach. So you have a coach, Marv, and then Coach Marv also doing the draft. I'm only know how to draft. I don't know how to be a lifestyle coach. I don't know how to be a lifestyle coach. So and then then we chat. I chat with the coach Ma, and then I'm willing to be a lifestyle coach as long as you can do your job really well. Oh, then okay, let me try. I'm gonna try my best and watch it. If we walk out, we're gonna do it. If doesn't, yeah, I'm gonna go back to my resting area.
So even with that, you're now top 2. Was that something that you expected when you made that decision to come back?
Actually, last year at this time, I don't do anything. I don't even know what is happening in the Mobile Legends meta. I don't know anything. I just lying in my bag. I'm trying to walk a corporate life or attending the any university. I'm thinking about should I attend the university or should I join to the corporate life? I'm thinking about it, but that one decision really changed. And then the player mentality. This guy want to win so much that they are willing to sacrifice everything. That's a thing that take us here.
We heard about Marv's journey. Now we're hearing a little bit about yours. How is it like, though, working with Coach Marv's? I heard that initially you weren't as great with English, like you had to learn the language.
I can speak a little bit, but not as good as that. And then we have to learn through. And then Coach Ma have a really good English, so he only uses simple English. In that way, we can communicate. Yeah.
Is it better now, though?
Yeah, it's better.
It's better now. That's good. That's good. And now you guys are working together. You're made it all the way to the grand finals, and a lot of people are saying that this is a big rematch.
Yes.
M7 Yangon Galacticos was knocked out by Team Spirit.
Yeah.
3-0.
3-0. Yeah.
3-0. So, what's going to be different today, Coach?
Our mentality.
Mentality.
Our mentality. Yeah. We are
How?
different because at the time we are like a first time in the international. So if we saw something, we're like, oh, that is huge, that is huge. Everything is like different for us, but we have enough experience. So right now, we're like, oh, they're just a thing, we can win it.
So was it experience on your part, or was it more experience on the players' part?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Both. So what mentality shifted for the players particularly? Like, are they a little more confident? Does the stage
lot
not
more,
affect them
yeah.
anymore?
Stage also affected, and then they became a lot confident, a lot more confident because of before that. Whenever we try to do something new, they want to go with the comfort. But right now, oh, if you want this, we're gonna do it no matter what. We trust you, like something like that. So it's a lot easier to work with, and then like I mentioned, they willing to sacrifice everything just to win it.
I heard a lot about Kai's as well. Is he still boosting everyone's mentality? I heard he's a
Yes,
really,
yes.
you know, nice kid, very positive.
He's the youngest among us, and somehow he is a positive one among us, and then he always boosting other people mentality. Like, oh, it's okay, I will do it. If you don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. Don't worry. Just play the game or something like that. Yeah.
I'm getting so much positivity from you guys. I'm getting so much positivity from the players as well. And I'm seeing a lot of positivity from the community.
Yes.
The watch parties, viral.
I mean, I'm not sure about in other country. Like there will be like only 1 or 2 watch party, right? We have watch party in every city in Myanmar. We have a watch party. Even like in Yangon, I think there were 3 or 4 to 5 watch party even in the one city, and then there are a lot more in the other city also.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have that much support?
Oh, I mean, it feels so good because you're trusted by the people that you didn't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're carrying their hopes, so it feels so good.
And now it's time for you to give a message to them.
Thank you for supporting us, and then we're gonna try our best to take the trophy to Myanmar. I don't want to like spoil it, but I'm gonna do some aggressive movement.
Ooh, do some aggressive movement. I'm gonna let the panel break that down. Maybe they have, you know, an idea of what you're talking about, but it's been remarkable being with you, Coach. I had a great time as well with Coach Mars yesterday. Good luck for the grand finals.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Yeah, wish we win.
Wish you win. We're gonna throw it over back to you guys.
Aggressive movement.
Punch him in the face.
Is that what you guys saw?
Which, by the way, we were talking and we're brothers, sisters. And you know what?
Yeah.
Rain Day,
Yeah.
you're my brother. You're our brother.
Hey!
Dude, I
You guys
always
are my
wanted a
brothers.
brother, man.
Come on, man. Come
always
on.
wanted a
Come
brother.
on, man.
Give me a
Come on, Brick. Wow. I was trying to. Here we go, Brick.
Yeah, handshake.
Hey, man, we're a
We got
family.
him as a
2 weeks of
brother.
any show will, bring people together. It'll bring people together. I've loved this experience of this game as well, guys, and I think I got lucky because I got to see what many of you have said is maybe the wildest
Yes.
international tournament that you can remember. I mean, and definitely in recent memory, and it's ushered in a new era of MLBB here. We're about to see it, and coming off of the back of that interview with Yangon Galacticos, I know we joked about making an aggressive move, but there is something about seizing the opportunity, and for Myanmar, this is an opportunity. 5 Myanmar players, a coach that is driven, that is emotional yesterday after the win, Brig, and speaking of just that, you could see the photos on Facebook. Yangon Galacticos posting photos of young, up-and-coming students and fans looking at the games with pride, saying, that's us.
Yeah.
We're represented up there. How special is that?
Yeah, because in a way, this win and this achievement has brought together more and more of the Myanmar community together in support of Yangon Galacticos, who prior this tournament already had a very decent fan base, I'd say. But because of this, I think more and more of the support and the community has become alive again in terms of MLBB, because it took a while for them to get back on the stage. It took a while for them to make it this far all over again. And at the same time, it was also a result of certain changes here and there, as highlighted in the interview. There were players they had to replace, and there were people they had to take in. But all in all, you're seeing how everything's just worth it.
For me, Rain Day, the way that I see the world is a place not a lot of people want to be. And esports is a good way to escape reality, because everyone is going through a tough time in their own daily lives. And then seeing people achieving their dreams, especially people that are close to you, whether it's in terms of country or their stories is similar to your stories, I would say the fact that all the favorites are out And now Myanmar, as well as EECA, they're here at the grand finals. Every single player brings their own story from their own region, from their own personal life. And I feel like the reason why we see so many people invested in tournaments like this is because they give hope. And sometimes that's all that people need. They just need hope to live one more day.
Well, when you think of the implications and Moonton and this game, what MLBB has done, not just for players and for hope, which, as Lafell mentioned, is the undercurrent of humanity, the ability to hope, to dream, to have faith. One of the big things that has occurred here is the ability to change your life. And $1 million is on the line. $1 million for these players from Myanmar to win and change their families, their legacy, their grandkids' potential. $500,000 just for making it here. But on the flip side of this, there's also a team from EECA, and that's Team Spirit. And when you talk about fandom, it's hard to ignore the obvious. Mom Bumba, Sis Bumba in the crowd. For Kid Bumba, the tears, the passion. Team Spirit also is bringing just as much motivation and just as much impact with their win and potential that they have here, Brig.
Yeah, that time where you saw Kid Bomba's mom
Go up on stage.
that was probably one of the most, or one of the highlights of this tournament.
Let me just
The
say,
referees didn't know what to do, by the way. They were like, "What, do we let her?" God, I mean, just it's happening. It's happening.
I gotta say, if I win $1 million, you can change your family, but I think you can keep some of the family and then change out the rest. I feel like you can keep Mom Bamba and then Sis Bamba, and then if Kid Bamba wants to change the other members of the family, I can.
I didn't mean change your family like that.
Oh, not like,
No.
Oh,
yeah.
miscom.
Yeah, change your family's circumstances, not swap.
Do you want to change your family?
Wow.
No?
See, this is, you know, you got to be careful when you give certain people money, what they'll do. Lafell already thinking of, if you're a family member of Lafell, let us know in chat. We're here to support you, okay? And please don't let this man get $1 million because you may be next.
I feel like, can someone dig me out of this hole? Dude, it's just a misunderstanding. I thought people keep saying, oh, you would change your life, change your family. I'm like, this one is not that great. This one is a failure. We're just gonna, I mean, I don't know. If I can have Billie Eilish as my sister, that'd be great.
I think we should keep it as life.
You want to be my sister?
You need, Briggs already your sister. You need Billie Eilish too?
I mean, Billie Eilish is pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having
What does the total social Instagram following of your sisters need to be combined? Because at this point, you're in the millions.
At least 2.
That's too much, man.
Oh my.
That's too much. Guys, this has been fun. At this point, I want to just give us some hype. Brig, Yangon versus Team Spirit. This is going to be fun.
Yep. In a way, you kind of already see, and it was suggested too in that previous interview, that the last time these two went up against each other, there was already some sort of story brewing. And this is Yangon's chance to get back at Team Spirit and potentially make an even stronger statement by winning this championship.
Dude, MSC has been one of the best internationals we've ever had. This grand finals better live up to the hype. Brig, all of your games have been going all the way. This one, if it goes all 7 games, at that point, I don't care who becomes the champion. Just show that you are worth it. Just show that you are the real champions that everyone has to respect. I'm gonna have a good time.
7 weeks of the Esports World Cup here in Paris to determine champions across multiple titles and multitudes of special moments. But just 7 games now will decide the fate of these 2 regions, Myanmar and, of course, EECA. Team Spirit and Yangon Galacticos will usher in a new era of MLBB.
16 of the finest MLBB teams from around the world gathered in Paris to battle it out for their dreams and hope, but now only 2 remain.
9 days of grueling competition, from 9-minute one-sided affairs to half-hour slobber knockers and everything in between. We've had a taste of it all here at MSC at EWC 2026.
This year, we bid goodbye to the top contenders. We witnessed the rise of the underdogs. And for the very first time in the history of MLBB, we head into the grand finals without any of the big 3.
It just shows you that even 10 years into the long lifetime of our beautiful game, the esports scene keeps reinventing and reinvigorating itself. That just means you get an even longer life to witness greatness like today.
You know what, Milosh? This grand finals is one for the books. It is history in the making. Myanmar coming back to the grand finals after 5 years. And of course, EECA making their international final debut after 7 years.
What a day for it then, ladies and gentlemen. Please join me in welcoming our MSC at EWC 2026 Grand Finalists, Yangon Galacticos and Team Spirit!
After 5 years, a new Burmese representatives return to the grand finals in attempt to write a legacy of their own.
7 years of blood, sweat, and tears. The effort pays off. The hard work shows results. And Team Spirit are the first ever ECA team to make an international final.
The past 2 MSC champions headed into the grand finals with a 100% match win rate. And today, Yangon Galacticos attempts to follow in their footsteps. Can lightning strike 3 times in a row in the land of dawn?
At M7, it was Team Spirit that ended Galacticos' run. Today, 191 days later at MSC, they have the opportunity to do it again and claim the championship title, both in one fell swoop.
Throughout this MSC, both these teams showed their ability to come out on top no matter the circumstances. And in this meta, they showcase excellent drafts and the cleanest of the cleanest gameplays.
So for our final time here at MSC at EWC 2026, let's bid our captains welcome. Please join us for our face-off. Teams, you may go already. Get set for yourselves, please, on your desks. Come on close, gentlemen. Face off into one another's eyes. Let the truth shine. Any final words from Yangon Galacticos?
Have fun, guys.
There we go.
There we go. Captains, you may place your keys and once again meet in the middle for a handshake.
Let's get out for a handshake. Oh!
There we go.
History is about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this. What will unfold before you over the next few hours will go down in MSC history. Our promise is simple. Today, you're about to see some of the best MLBB you have ever seen. Enjoy.
The final echo fills the land of dawn once again.
It was pretty cool for our journey. In our first experience in MSC, and we go to the grand final.
Reaching the grand finals means a lot to the dreams of Myanmar. After seeing our flaws in M7, we are laser focused on what are the things that we need to adjust right away and understanding the meta and the patches. The good thing about the players are they are willing to understand things and they're willing to listen to what's really currently happening in every day. Yeah.
From the ashes, the Burmese rise to claim the crown.
Winning this MSC, we want to make a statement that we're not underdogs.
The Dragons of the North have proved it. They brought the Sky Kings to their fall.
We had a rough start to the tournament, but we were able to bounce back. And now in playoffs, we're like in our true form. We overcome whatever problems we had. It's the first time we're going to play a grand final in the international scene. And that's why I think everybody is really happy and excited to play. I don't think there's going to be any pressure at all. The pressure is always on our opponent.
For the first time ever, there will be no major regions.
We are here to write our story. We are here to make the impression. We are here to win.
No PH, no ID, no Malaysia.
We expect us to win this finals and finally claim trophy for ECA region.
Going against Team Spirit, we are very confident to beat them. We are going to revenge them because we lost M7.
We give you all in. You give us the all in. We give us the best games that we can have. This is unfinished business. Looking forward to see them.
Myanmar team, they improved a lot. They made this journey to the grand finals, and especially their win against the Falcons. Coach Marvs, he wished us luck to meet in the grand finals. He was also really hoping to meet us there. So it's the last step before we can lift the trophy.
Esports can change life if you grind harder in each day. Don't let anyone destroy your dreams.
As it starts, sometimes the dreams, they feel out of place, out of reach. It was for the Sky Kings, it was for the Philippines, and even Indonesia couldn't get to this moment where Myanmar and ECA climbed to the top of the mountain. And one thing about championships, I've been in my fair share, it's lonely at the top. Everyone else has gone home. It's just you, what you've prepared, who you are, and especially who you are when the lights are bright, LaFell, because that's a different version of us that's asked from our game, from the world. When things matter most, and you can't shrug off defeat, when you have given it all and you've gotten here, how do you show up? Without doubts, without reservation. Yep. That's what these teams are set to answer in these 7-game series.
To answer that, we got to look at the fans, man, because again, both Yangon Galacticos as well as Team Spirit, they're far away from their homes, and yet people made this sacrifice. People came here. You can hear the chants. They're giving their energy. For one team is giving their spirit. Because here's the thing, this reminds me of how I and a lot of Malaysians felt back in 2024 when no one expected us to go to the grand finals. But the moment that came true, so many tears were dropped, so much emotions evolve out of that. And now both these teams, the people that have been supporting them are feeling the same thing. Some have waited for 5 years. Some have waited for 6. And now, finally, it's paying off.
And leading to this day, I feel like even just yesterday, these teams have already had a fair share of all these posts showing, extending support, passing through their own individual feeds. And I hope that is going to be enough boost, because whether we like it or not, we are indeed very far from their respective homes. And you can only count on so much to show up here on site. But the support you can and expect to receive from your very own regions, I'm pretty sure everyone's really paying attention to what's about to happen right now.
It tells a bigger story. And maybe that story is still just a glimpse of what can happen here. The ripple effects of $1 million passing between the 6 or 7 people on either side of the stage with the coach and these 5 young men facing off. It will have implications for their grandchildren. It will have implication for their grandparents. It will have implications for life. And as we do that and we set the stage, we have to focus down now into the micro, the draft, how these two teams who are so good and have played different ways now come in and try to work that strategy to get the edge here in the draft.
Well, right now we've got to talk about Yangon here. They're batting out the Valentina, very early ban, showcases that their first pick might be something that Valentina can I would say, counter something like an Atlas, as well as I like this Harley ban, because so far, Team Spirit, when they do get that Harley, it enables them to play this double fighters. Something that I do have to look out for is that Barats, because again, when Kit Bomba gets the Barats, it's a little bit too much. So I don't know whether they're going to answer that or they're going to steal it away.
And at the same time, I feel like they just really want to secure Kaize and his stability in mid, because I feel like the Harley will make things so much more difficult for him positioning-wise. And he's been very fluent in heroes like the Eudora, Gord, heroes that would really just want to have an easier time finding position. Apart from that, it's maybe the juice in, but considering the amount of heroes that are actually open, I agree. But they actually take out the Atlas alongside the Valentina, so there could be a different game plan here for Yangon in first pick.
I think they are opening up the draft just a little bit here. Either they're going to take away the Belleric, making it so that they have the only S-tier roamer there. But I like that you shout out the Zushin, because the Zushin might actually work out, considering that Team Spirit, they might still go for 4 melee heroes and just 1 range hero. So that's a good shout, Brig. Now the Zushin gets banned out. Team Spirit was able to read out a draft.
Yeah, so at this point, the Marcel is going to be left open for Yangon, which I feel is going to be real great if Spirit want to focus on their teamfight prowess. As the Poketo is actually still open for Hiko to pick up here in this part.
We've seen Blink have, I mean, just one of the best performances on Roam that I can remember in my only 2 weeks of watching MLBB. But I do think that this Marcel is a different approach. We saw the depth of his ability to go to different stages and really force the Roam bans and make the other Roam on the other side uncomfortable. Now he's just taking the best one.
And I feel like because there's a chance that Team Spirit is going to have 4 melee heroes, it does make it so that Marcel can actually get maximum value. There's a good chance, even if he doesn't catch all of them with the golden hour, even the Platinum Snapshot is just going to be good for that small stun. But now the Barats as well as the Hirara. Team Spirit is already starting off very strong in their ban.
Yeah, I don't know if part of them is just really complacent that Yangon is likely not going to pull off a Paquito Gold anyway, because I don't think Sanji has ever gotten his hands on a fighter gold lane. So the possibility of them still getting that is very high, and you see it right now. Claude is going to be locked in by Yangon, so the Paquito possibility is again still available for Spirit if they want to lock in their side lanes right now.
It's a very good composition in the Uranus and Marcel. You've got Lockdown, you've got Comfort for Sanji, Blink's on a top tier hero, but you got to look at this Paquito, Hirara, and the Barats. I mean, it's arguable that the Barats might be the most contested, most valued pick between these two teams.
Oh yeah, for sure. Speaking of, Brig, today you can, be the analyst, you can do the tellers, or you've been calling this picks very well. So now for Team Spirit, either they get rid of the mid laners or get rid of the junglers, because as of right now, I kind of feel like there's no real threat in the jungle for now, so they might just go for mid. The only question is, what are they going for? Instead, they're batting out the Guinevere, trying to make it very difficult for Han to really get a good pick.
So they're looking at YG just probably playing around the Claude instead, if that were to be the case, because it feels like a Guinevere is a more futility.
No, because I like this ban because they understand if YG pick up something like a Yi Sun Shin, a Ling, that's going to take so long and they're going to lose so much pressure. And the meta right now, you need immediate pressure in the map.
Which I think will accelerate what Spirit could do with their lineup, because they're all on fighters. They have pretty much a very decent lane matchup for the sides, at least based on the first 3 picks that we're seeing from them. So they just really want to limit the options for Yangon to at least spread out and create the space for Sanji here. I think it really works.
I do have to say, if Team Spirit just wants to go much faster, they can even go for something like a Selena.
Oh yeah.
The bad thing about that is that their wave clear isn't going to be great unless they pick up a gold laner that can, basically clear faster. But here's the thing, if they do pick up a Selena, I think Team Spirit is just going to end the game pretty quickly. And now even a Lucas gets banned. Now, we've only seen one Lucas so far. Didn't actually do that well, but hey, maybe in scrims it's just something different.
Yeah, and they're probably digging deep because of the Valentina ban again.
By the way, that was in Bahasa, but they basically say, Kit Bomba, you're the best.
Oh.
In case anyone wants to know what
so we have a lot more international fans now.
Yeah.
For Spirit and Yangon. Oh, then the Cho gets taken out as well. And Spirit steal away the Eudora. So the only comfort, at least based on this tournament, that's available for Kai's is the Gord, which I don't think is going to be a fun hero to play here in this lineup.
I don't think so. Maybe something like a Kimi so they can pair well with the Marcel, but even a Kimi, I think will have a very bad time here. Do they want to play range? Because if they do, something like a Farsa might still be okay, because the Hirara can jump onto you, but hey, you cross that bridge when you get there.
Yeah.
But speaking of the Eudora pick, I'm 50-50 just because there is a Uranus there, so you can basically make it so that Eudora makes a mistake. But at the same time, you can time it whenever the claw wants to go in and then just stun them up and then kill them very, very fast.
I guess Spirit are just relying on their combo burst damage because at this point they're looking at Eudora, Paquito, Hirara. They can pretty much deal with any tanky hero if they get to a point where they've scaled enough in the game. But they do indeed lock in the Gord alongside a Suyo. Yangon, it's always a Suyo last pick that you feel is kind of just them being forced to pick it up. But if they make it work this time, that's a great start for Yangon.
Well, here's the thing. As the draft progresses, we remember in the interview with Eterna where he could basically say that we have better drafts. And for now, I kind of got to agree with it. How do they get Barats, Paquito, Hirara in the first 3 picks, and then pick number 4, they still get the Eudora? This is an insane draft to get for this current meta.
This is like what Onyx got in the last game.
In the last game against Falcons, yeah. And even we were like, wait, how did Onyx get that? That was no way another team is going to get that. But hey, c'est la vie, here we are. And then last pick is going to be Jin.
Whoa.
So talk about trying to accelerate the game.
Okay.
This is kind of like almost no range. Eudora has range, but it's mid-range. I'm liking Spirit's draft. This is the kind of draft that says like, you know what, Grand Finals, we're going all in.
Yeah.
I love it, guys. This is a big one. Marcel giving up. You see the Claude early pick, the Suyo, the Gord for Kaise. Something that just feels familiar for YG. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And of course, Team Spirit say, we'll give you those. We got what we want. We're bombastic over here. Kid Bamba trying to lead them into a Game 1 win. But Undying might have something to say about that in the EXP lane. It's your grand finals here at MSC, a best of 7. And it's time to send it over to our casters, Mirko and Gideon, to get us started.
Thanks so much, Rain Day. Today, we bear witness to history in Mobile Legends. For the first time ever, 2 regions, not from a major, have made it all the way to the grand finals here at EWC for the Mid-Season Cup 2026. And by God, this is some life-changing moments. The money that's on the line, the series of full BO7.
It's a Cinderella story for both sides. YG finding a way to make it back to that top 2 after seems to be forever. Sunset Lover and Team Spirit, though, with Saul. The journey started all the way at M1. So, hey, we have that first blood rate comparison. We know that Spirit love to get it going quicker. But Yangon, they're actually still the ones that actually are the more active teams when it comes to just brawling.
TS want to keep it hot and heavy as naturally as they do because of the way that they play the game. Not to mention, they're running the double fighters. So far, Hiko's had an outstanding win rate here as his secondary fighter Gold. But I think this game really just boils down to how does Yangon Galacticos wombo combo with each other. We've seen many times where Gord, even within the early stages of the game, if the combo ain't clean, you're not going to be able to find anything. And that's going to be an early flicker coming out from Sawo's side. No punish here for Yangon, but that's a big resource down.
Absolutely, man. We gotta also take into account the fact that Marcel has been left open, picked up by YG, and we saw in the 3rd place match earlier how big this Marcel could play into the game. Was able to stop a lot of these slow-ranged opponents. Back in that match, Onyx versus Falcons, it really stopped the Hirara as well. So YG are utilizing that, really just using Blink as a way to actually zone people away, trying to take that XP crab. It's going to be Han who actually secures it. Ying caught in the CC lockdown, has to purify out.
Yep, you can see a lot of respect coming out from both of these teams. But really coming back at it, we're seeing the TS now taking a lot of the space here, forcing Yangon back just before the turtle. They want to make sure they get that first position really, really quick. And Kais understands that, hey, I need level 4. Without it, this ain't going to work. So they're going to back off, make sure that there's no damage on their side economically, and make sure that they clean these lanes back up. Because the next thing they have to worry about is Sawo hitting level 4.
YG have studied Team Spirit's game. Spirit just yesterday against Onyx in that crazy upset victory. They were able to take control of the game so early on through pickups, through finding tempo on the map, and YG, they don't want to fall for the same trap. They know, all right, we have a Suyo, we have also the Gord and the Claw. They can play it late. Ying, no Purifying Bomba. Puts out an attempt there with the Desert is Welcome, can't find it, but again, it's just YG trying to survive in lane, especially here up top.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. They summoned it really, really early on. Luckily, at the very least, while this is happening, look on that top side. Blink is already in position and trying to alleviate some pressure onto Sanji, who's being denied his level 4. I mean, these are the small incremental leads that they're looking for, right? And that's what TS wants to do with the double fighter comp. Build these small leads and then eventually cause it to get that big cash out at the very end, usually coming down to the third turtle, closer to the very first Lord, and really taking the reins from that point onwards.
Sunset also had a fantastic performance just yesterday on the Eudora, on all the mages actually. Flickering out of some crucial sets away from Onyx. YG, this is one of the first times we actually don't see a big setting to on Blink, right? Mainly because of the Marcel. So it's also going to be a big question mark because the only other time we've seen Blink on this Marcel was all the way in the group stage. It's been a while.
It's true. If we're looking at it, you know, in boxing terms, I think the best way to describe it, it's Southpaw versus Orthodox, right? And Yangon, they understand where they need to play defensively, make sure that they don't set up potential dives to their gold laners. But in the meantime, because of their defense, now the dive.
Purifier with the Blazing Duet actually gets away with the BMI as well. Now it's the Golden Hour plays down. I'm going to go for the Blade Surge and the Soul 7, but it's misplaced because of the Golden Hour Blink. Taken low, it's taken out. Straight up by Sunset Lover. Zaur's able to get the untargetable dive frames, and he gets away in time as look at Sawo.
No punish there. What could have been a really great combo, a good one-for-one trade, ended up falling into the hands of a profitable win for
Sawo.
TS. They're doing it again.
Shortcut of the crash course. Kaiser has to flicker out, and it's Team Spirit again with the early relentless pursuit on YG's jungle.
And that's the beautiful part about this composition, right? They're using that shortcut not as a means to just engage, but also control tempo. And now Ying is in a lot of trouble. He still has his Purify, but that's no consecration.
Consecration, but it is early even through the Purify. Sour picks up a kill, now goes straight into the neutral objective. That's going to be free for Team Spirit.
Look, in the meantime, look, he's already trying to proxy this wave, and Sanji, he's well aware of this, right? Again, defensive against aggression, and Yangon understand that they have to play very, very defensively for the first couple of minutes of this game. Arguably now, with a 2-kill lead and the 2.3k deficit, that probably bought them an extra 4 more minutes on TS's side. So we're expecting probably around the 10th to 11th minute when Yangon get into position, unless we do see a huge turnover fight.
Now turret conversion down below. Bomba, man. Just like yesterday, Gideon, he's conditioning YG to see these misses, to see these whiffs, and then all of a sudden he's going to pull off a crazy dead center flicker.
That's the beautiful part of it, right? Get the early conditioning down, because technically there's nothing to fight for on the map as they're trying to get Sanji out of this lane, but they can't seem to do so, especially with Hiko. He's playing this really, really well. He's pressuring life totals. He's maintaining control. Bait! Doesn't connect.
Yeah. Good reaction on Sanji. Could have had his Purify out taken. Spirit definitely want to play around that now, and Sanji's going to recall. That means Hiko will again be able to find a tempo up top as now they look for a cut on mid. Kaiser has the flicker back up in 3. Spirit will play it slow, and look at Bomba,
They're playing so well, and now they want to collapse down on this mid-tier 1. If they don't get it, they might be able to contest for this purple buff, but I don't think they have it. As we look towards bottom side, even Zaur making sure that Sanji feels the pressure. Oh!
Shortcut's going to be dropped down. Bomba.
Okay.
Goes for the chop. Purify out. Golden Hour catches 3. And the Mystic Gush. Not too sure about that. Bomba's going to take hit all the way through. He's going to soak it in. No problem.
Yeah, we both saw this was going to be somewhat of a nothing fight here. No real commitment on either side, and more importantly, just not enough items to actually cut through all the base HP coming in from TS. They are still in the phase where it's their turn to play the game, and Yangon have to just defensively and honestly be really creative with these small little cheeses that Spirit have taken full advantage of, whether it's in-lane baits, the pressure that they apply, and also the information that they give has been immaculate. Free turtle take.
Free everything. The first 2 kills were free. There was nothing to retaliate against it. The structures as well. And a mid-lane Blink bursted down. Oh, God. The Marcellus looks so untouchable. Just being pick or ban every single time. And when... Oh, God. Even when we see it open, Gideon, when we see it pick, it dominates so early. But when you fall behind on it, especially against this burst comp, man, is he squishy.
Yeah, they're taking everything into condition here, right? They're making sure that whoever opens the map gets punished. Adeptness welcome connected.
Big chomp into Sunset Lover with the ball. Lightning straight up with the Thunder's Wrath as well. Killing Street picked up as Zaur's able to get the immobilization. But Blink will be zoned away just like the shortcut. Another health bar to deal with at the bottom lane. It will be a minion wave to play with. Team Spirit converting on these objectives. And YG cannot respond. That's a 4-level lead. Almost. Han gets sent.
They're just letting this happen, unfortunately. They're not using the Golden Hour as a creative tool to kind of retain some semblance of control over their waves.
Zaur should be gonna go for the solo. Oh, under turret, almost got it. Has to force Han away. Blink! Burst it down, that lethal ignition!
Connects, and it's good. Sanji, he's in trouble. He has to use the Purify alongside with his Blazing Duet to stay alive. Detna's welcome connects again. Combo's good. Oh, wait!
Good Mystic Gush and the shutdown. Finally, YG. It took him 8 minutes to get on the board.
Finally clapped down onto the backliners here, but at the end of the day, yeah, sure, it's a bit of a shutdown. It goes to Kai's, but that was going to be the main bullet anyways for Yangon. So TS don't mind this so much as we look at the items, right? It's a Lightning Truncheon in comparison to just a Glowing Wand. The item difference here allowing TS to actually be stronger in the majority of the scenarios, but not to mention, if we start looking down towards everybody else and that lead coming from Zaur, that is ridiculous. He's going to get that BOD in no time.
Wow. He might be 5 levels ahead by the time he clears out his jungle. 9 minutes in, he might be able to get that record again.
Oh man, it's gonna be the fastest level 15 we've seen in a while. And the Lord is up, but look at TS, they're not rushing it straight away.
Nope.
Denying, not only denying information,
he's 15,
but they're setting up like a great net on the side lanes. Oh,
Sunset instant flicker away from Blink. Take a look at Sawo up top as well. It's free. They can't react to it unless the Golden Hour gets placed down, but Zaur's able to get it, and now into the Deathless Welcome. The big chop over it, straight to Zaur with a BOD.
Yeah, the combo not exactly landing, but it's good enough. They've zoned Yangon completely away from their neutral. With this Lord take, I want to see how much they can actually get off of it, because this is where it gets scary, right? As much as Zaur can dive underneath the turret, most of the time, if a composition like this wants to get an inhibitor against a full 5 on the opposite side, despite the 8.2k lead, it does come with its risks. A lot of it just comes down to juggling the aggro from the turret to make sure that everybody can absorb the damage and spread it out evenly rather than one person just taking it. But worse yet, it's about Kid Bomba landing the Detna's welcome to really set the tone.
Big chomp down again. Purify still available though. He's just trying to bait it out, but Ying stays patient with it. Pops into Consecration. Sunset Lever coming in as well. The Golden Hour will be able to find it. Blink slow. Hiko goes in. A flicker out from Blink. And Ying's just trying to hold. Holy Shield already depleted now as Zaur walks up to zone. Turret gonna go down. Up top. Purify as well, baited out by Ying.
Yeah, they're getting everything out of them. Unfortunately, every single time that Ying gets hit by the Detna's welcome, it almost trades ult for ult, and they don't mind this. It's actually good.
Hey.
Oh!
There's the gush on Bomba. He's taking that 2 damage. Blink goes down. Bomba stays alive. It's Sawo now with the crash course and a shortcut in the mid lane. Sawo taking low. Flickers out of the way, but Hiko is making quick work of that turret. That blows Sanji!
He's done it. He's already turned this around at least. He's taken something back at the bare minimum, but they can still chase this actually. Ying making sure that Hiko can't close the distance. He's forced to flicker back out, and Zaur now there. He's waiting just in case they need a secondary disengage. Considering everything that has happened in this game, yes, it is a bit of a shutdown, going over to the right targets, in this case, Sanji, but the lead is already too wide. 8.9k, now turning into a 9k lead, 11 minutes into this game. This could be a make it or break it on Lord's side, and with 2 missing inhibitors on both side lanes, there's just no way, not even the spawning of the Lord RNG will work into the favor of Yangon. It's gonna be very difficult. We've seen so many forced mistakes here.
But YG were able to get a few things, right? They got a kill. It's not enough, I agree. I mean, that's for sure a win for Team Spirit. It's a top lane and bottom lane base turret. They're gonna have far lane on top of that. But it's something to work with. It's a Sky Piercer stack as well for Han. So we have to take that into account right now.
It's 1 stack though.
It is.
Unless we see
and
the
he's
next
3 levels down.
He is 3 levels down. Like, we know for a fact that this Lord is pretty much impossible to take, so they have to play for the fight. And if they are going to play for the fight, I'm looking at Blink and Kai's here to make a combo play.
Whoa, they use the Mystic Gush. It's chomp down, doesn't land on anybody. Kaize gets away from the missiles just in time as the bottom lane comes pushing in. Sanji sent down below to deal with it as the Lord spawns up in 7 seconds. It's gonna be, the pullback to Purify out already. Crash course coming down and the Thunder's Wrath. Now it's Blink in the back. Sour going to be taken low. Taken out of the fight as Han picks up the second Sky Piercer of the game. Sanji with the jump. Oh, bursting down by Sour.
Now, can't get any more than this. And they've already got the last Purify down as Blink is trying to actually disengage the rest of their composition. But Team Spirit played that well. And unfortunately for Ying, just a little too early on that Purify. If he held it just a little bit longer, he might have survived it. But it's a difficult composition to deal with right now. Just look at this, right? As everybody's able to get their damage down, as soon as that Purify is timed out, that's when Sunset Lover is going to let that ball lightning rip. The rest of the composition here also very ready for Sanji's re-engagement as well. So TS, they've covered all their bases. They are playing very good game one.
So clean. And YG, you can clearly see they're getting desperate. They're making these plays happen. They think they have their power spike, which is true. But the thing is, Team Spirit with the 10,000 gold lead, they kind of built past that power spike, the initial power spike.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is the frontliners have opted to go for the Chastised Pauldron to ensure that it's really, really difficult to actually chunk them out in key critical moments here. And now they've got that lore pushing on that top side. They're synchronizing the waves as well, and they want to have a delayed wave down on bot side. TS now on the attack.
Into the mid lane they go. Sour knows there's no Purify on Ying. 8 seconds for it to come back as the Rose Gold Beater gets built up by Sour. The winner crown is ready. Hiko with jumping forward. Sanji doing some damage over on Hiko. Bomba's still there. Golden Hour catches Sunset Lover just in the brink of it now as the Mystic Gush comes around.
It's good, and they want to go for a little bit further. Hiko wants to get right on top of Han, but they cleared the waves already. They need to reset. They have one more opportunity and one more wave to deal with.
Massive Mystic projectile landed on Sunset and Bomba. But luckily for Spirit, Sanji did not have anything to capitalize on it. Team Spirit, though, again, classic Spirit, classic EECA, that discipline, playing around these structures, objectives, backing away straight up, and then slowing the game down again. They're never letting YG touch their comfortable tempo.
Yep, but they've also got one more opportunity with their 10K gold lead, right? By the time we see Yangon hit 42K, we're expecting both Han alongside with Sanji, arguably 3 to 4 items onto Kai's at this stage of the game to be complete. They really, really need these items. And Sanji finally gets the extra range with the Malefic Gun. He needs that crown, unfortunately. We've seen many plays where he actually gets really deep with the Blazing Duet onto multiple targets, but without that winner crown, he is going to trade himself off, which is not something Yangon can accept right now.
And to win the crown from Kaize as well there. Picked up for him. Radiant armor for Ying. So a little bit more defense, but you could clearly see that big diff in gold between the XP laners. Bomba is just a big, chunky boy.
He's thick. He is thick. And he's also taking the winner crown as well, just in case a scenario like that happens again, right? They got to be careful, because at the end of the day, it's still going to be up to Kai's to land that Mystic Projectile. If it hits on multiple targets, that's great. But the setup really just comes down to Blink. Han, at this stage of the game, has to be the finisher, and Ying needs to start peeling. But we see every single time the sequence is the same. TS will start target Ying first, get his ult out. Maybe if he doesn't have the Chastised Pauldron ready to go, even better. Then immediately start moving towards Kai's position. Disrupt the anchor. Once the anchor has unhooked from the bottom of the ocean, the whole ship is going to start going out of whack.
Still going to be difficult, though, again, for... Wait a second, Blink. No. There's a projectile thrown out as well. YG... They really got to get control over this top side. TS have done such a good job at denying it away from them, and now it really just seems like Team Spirit will be able to take this one for free with Sanji showing up in the top lane.
They're trying to punish this.
Uh-oh, Blink. But the conceal in the back is able to find two with the golden hour. Now the chomp down comes in, the shortcut in the back line is able to get Sour in a good place. Hiko with the jump. Bomba with a crown. Blazing coming around, and Sour's able to get it. Targetable 2 iframes as Hiko walks up again.
And now Ying trying to at least delay them. Sanji is on the run, but Han should be able to go down. Here is Sour in the 1v1 and wins it out.
He gets immortality, still able to chase away right now. Can he get Sanji down? He walks up, base the BMI back again, and Sanji's thrown away from the base. Team Spirit secure game number 1.
Woo! Clean, tactical, all beautiful plays coming out for the side of TS Yangon in the southpaw stance. Cannot just play defensive against them. I don't know. It might be a moment where their drafting has to force a scramble.
They have to.
it seems like the only way Yangon Galacticos can actually start to get the tempo and start falling into these positions, because if they are going to be playing for really difficult wombo combos and power spikes against a team like TS and what we've been seeing so far, either you disrupt them on that red side, take it away from them, or you're going to have to keep it real simple.
And it's as LaFell said in the panel, right? He mentioned it already. How are you going to give the Barats, Irara, and Paquito all to Spirit in the first phase? They need to be able to take some of these heroes away. I understand the Marcel's Prio.
Yup.
But that's where you have to go back to the drafts again. And the bans, YG, I think, put too much respect on Team Spirit's picks that beat Onyx. Valentina was banned out. The Atlas and even the Harley, they need to try to open up some of these picks. Yes, those picks are great, but I think there are picks to deal with it.
Absolutely. And let's also not forget that second half of the ban. It's very telling for both of these teams what they are genuinely worried about. They are genuinely worried for the side of Team Spirit. Hey, we're getting rid of things like Cho, things that can force us to change our battle spells. We want to always have flickers in our double fighter composition so that nobody feels safe at any point in the game. And as we see these combos get dropped down, that shortcut really allowed them, giving them multiple access points into these fights. But we'll let our panel break it down for y'all here for game number 1.
Thank you, Gideon. Mirko, that was a game that set the tone for what this best of 7 could look like. And not only did it showcase how valuable it is to have seen these semifinals and seen the way these teams came into it. Team Spirit with a 3-0, continuing now 4 games in a row that they have won. It also shows where maybe Yangon Galacticos' heads were, trying to over-predict, trying to see the things that worked or didn't work against Onyx and see if they can shut those down right away. But it ended up giving too much too early to EECA's representative, and now they are in the deficit, having to claw themselves back. Still plenty of time to do so. Rain Day, Brigida, and LaFell to break this one down on the panel. Brig, what'd you see?
I still cannot get over the fact that we saw the Paquito, Hirara, and why are you copying me?
You always copy me. Why can't I copy you?
Okay, you can. The Hirara, Paquito, and everything else. Even the chip came in as a surprise, but it complemented the idea of the lineup so well. It took time. It took time for Yangon to actually hit their spikes. And at this point, if this keeps going, it might be Spirit with a much cleaner record in the knockouts finishing off this tournament.
I mean, honestly, this is a good showcase of the new and old, because what Spirit is showing is the new meta, the current meta. But honestly, what YG showed is reminiscent of metas of the past, right? Where we got the Suyo, the Gort, as well as the Marcel, even the Claude. This is all good in the previous patch. But now they gotta, speed things up, where honestly, like, our illustration moment is just gonna be about how big of a difference the new style of playing against the old style of playing.
Well, sometimes the Marcel shows up and it's, whoa, you let us get Marcel. And sometimes it shows up and it says, well, you get Marcel, we get Paquito and Barats and Hirara. And, at this point, it doesn't even matter that you have Marcel. And that's what happened in this game.
I would say the draft that YG has a very bad relationship with Team Spirit. It looks like Team Spirit, they got like abusive parents, and then Yangon, they just got the abused kids.
Oh my God.
That's how mismatch it was.
That's one way to put it. Wouldn't be my metaphor off the top of my head.
It wasn't the first one that I came up with, but it's the funniest one.
Okay, yeah, it is funny. Again, not the first word I used to
Okay,
describe that. It wouldn't be
I
off
think
the
you gotta
top
change
of my
your
head.
description for it.
It's the one that grabs people's attention.
Okay.
I wouldn't mention grabbing off that as well, because that feels like you can get into the same.
This is just the story of my life, everything I say. Damn.
Okay, so guys, you have a lot to break down. Game 1 gave us a lot of answers on the side of Team Spirit. They're the real deal. Zauer, Egoist, Kid Bomba, you mentioned Sunset Lover and Sawo, of course, Hiko, trying to make a statement here. LaFell, what was the statement you saw that was made by Team Spirit in Game 1?
Now, hold it.
You could do it if you want.
Yeah. Bawaskit. All right, thank you very much. It's nice that you understand Malay now. So we got to look at the draft, because there's a whole lot wrong here. And let me explain as well, first things first, what I mean by having bad relationships with each other. Because we're going to start with one of the more important picks here, which is the Suyo. The Suyo being the jungler is definitely one of those picks where it's going to move the map. It's going to move the tempo, right? Now, one of the problems is Suyo has been adjusted before where he had armor as well as magic resist when he is in his immortal form, but they removed the magic resist. Now, the problem is we got one of the best mage bursters here, which is the Eudora. It makes it so that if he goes in, he dies. That's why we don't see him really do much. And it's honestly the same with the Claude. The Claude goes up against the Eudora. Also, he goes in, gets stunned, and then the damage is just going to be too much, and then he's gone. And that's not over yet. We got to talk about the Marcel. I play the Marcel. Here's the thing. He gets stronger when the Thunderbelt stacks actually gets to stack up. But before that, he don't want to deal with burst. He don't want to deal with anyone that can stop him. Now let's look at how many people can do that. So Eudora could do that.
Probably just
Tito
one.
could do that. Barats
two.
could do that. So there's
three.
3 members that can deal with the Marcel. One of the reasons why they don't really mind letting the Marcel go. So right now, it does seem that Team Spirit, they just get all of the answers before some of the problems even existed, right? Because Suyo came out late, and then, well, the Marcel was first, but again, they were able to answer that. So let's see how it translates in game. And in this current meta, it's all about map pressure. Let's look at what happens when there's no map pressure here. We're going to be seeing, this is, by the way, look at this, it's 2:43 in the game. This is fairly early on. And we can see that the goal lane here, Hiko is winning by a lot. And then we're going to go to the EXP lane, and look, 3 members of Team Spirit is already in the jungle, and it's already like, look at this. This is the 2nd tier turret of Yangon, and they're able to go in. This is 2 minutes, right? This shows how much domination they got with the Barats as well as the Paquito, which, by the way, I feel like Barats is #1 EXP laner, and I would say Paquito is sharing that spot with Freya in terms of the best gold leader right now. And then we'll be looking at what one of the problem is here, where we see that Team Spirit, they overcommit, and yet there's not enough damage, there's not enough instant crowd control, and that's part of the problem that we have if we look at the draft here coming in from YG, where Ying can be a frontline, that's great, but not immediately. He needs time to set it up. Kaize can kind of stun, but only if he hits his skill shot. And then Blink kind of stun, but here's the thing. In the golden hour, some abilities go through, some don't. And we're going to be looking at this clip here, how it has been stunned up, and then Han tries to attack, but the guy's frozen, so no damage is going through. So this draft honestly doesn't really harmonize together all that well.
I guess the clips that I also...
Yeah,
Okay,
speaking of harmonizing.
We are trying to harmonize right now. I guess the clips that I also picked up are just to further complement the idea that we're trying to put out about the bad relationship. I still don't completely understand the metaphor that he put out, by the way.
Yeah, me neither. I think it's deep in his past.
Yeah, but I think this will really kind of establish how within the team and within the lineup, it hasn't been really that great. And at the same time, against these opponents, against this lineup, it hasn't been as great. So where's the play button? Oh, there. Okay. So I chose this clip in particular. Was it this one? Or is it, I chose this clip in particular because I think it was just very brief. But this was a quick movement from when they actually went to steal away that purple buff and immediately transition to this turtle, which, by the way, Ying was just trying to hold by himself. So again, we mentioned he is expected to be the front. He's capable of being the front, but that's just pretty much it. He can kinda tank the damage as of this moment because it's not like he was really able to scale up either, because again, both the sides were really matched really well. The guy beside me is doing a really well job as well, trying to mimic what I'm saying, but at the same time, what I'm trying to point out is you see how the combo of the burst is actually put into action here by Team Spirit. It was probably a bit of a worry for us that the Eudora had to deal with a Uranus, that the Eudora had to deal with a Marcel that could probably just be everywhere. Thank you for zooming it on my face so you don't get to see him anymore. But yeah, so at this point, I feel like this moment already meant so much to how Team Spirit have pretty much secured the game, because the moment that they were already able to deal with Ying and no other member from Yangon could actually provide help nor trade whenever Ying actually went down, I think that was pretty much it. It was one moment where they tried to trade. I feel like they kind of hit their power spikes, but I think it's a keyword. It's always kinda. It's never really enough for Yangon to actually go in for a fight against Team Spirit. And that was a one moment where you saw Blink or Sanji, as much as he already had items on a Claude, try to go in, but just look at what happened afterwards. You just kind of see how sad this engage looked like. There was a full stack Blazing Duet, but he just gets cancelled out by Hiko and Tsar Egoist. So there's not much you can do with this lineup. There's a clear lack of synergy from Yangon Galacticos.
Not to say that the draft was bad, it's just that in the team itself, the chemistry isn't there, and there's so many answers that unfortunately was able to be drafted by Team Spirit. So it's just a very big mismatch.
That was a great breakdown. I also, you know, when you look at something go wrong that way, but Team Spirit has a few moments, I think you see the quality of both of these teams shine a lot. And when you see the caliber that we're looking at, these teams deserve to be here. They've played and played again. They've been knocked out. They've won. They've had bounce back wins and victories. And I think you look at what is valued. And there's maybe 4 picks that seem to be kind of driving a lot of this. And it is the Barats. It also is making sure the Atlas isn't available. So someone's using a ban on that half the time, because you don't want both. And then, of course, you're going into the Paquito. And that is becoming a bit of an issue. And the Harara, which is the primary priority jungler before you start getting weird. And I'm not saying it's too weird, but, you know, you bring out the Suyos, the YSSs, the things that aren't really meta. So my question is, do you leave more open, knowing that, hey, let's just hit each other with everything? Like, you're going to get that, I'm going to get this and this, because it felt like they lost that trade. If they're on blue side, do they leave more open? Do they not ban the Valentina? Or do they try to just focus the bans on the Roam and see how deep we can go? Because I think they won that Roam battle with Blink. I think he can go as deep as possible.
Because I think even Yangon don't want to use the Valentina anymore. Like, based on their game yesterday, so they just probably took it out. Well, it does kind of tell you something about how they want to draft. But being in blue side and still not having a better draft is a really weird thing to look at. So I do think there are a bunch of things that have to be dealt with if you'd look at Yangon.
Yeah, to answer Rinde's question, I think yes, leave a lot of things open. The problem is, I feel like YG came in with that mentality where they tried to get a lot of things open, but the problem is they let Team Spirit get all of them.
I actually agree with you. I think that's why we saw the Valentina. I think they actually left
Valentina, Harley, as well as Atlas.
I think they were trying to make sure they could get Atlas and Barats, or at least get something like that. But they just, I don't know, they were late to the game. Maybe they just need another crack at it.
I feel like if they try that again, maybe don't first pick the Marcel.
Yeah.
I feel like Marcel
that's probably
is strong,
what it is.
but not enough.
Yeah.
I feel like Barats or Paquito, both of these are probably like the highest prio now.
Or not in terms of the Yangon play style. Because I don't think Marcel will just really enable the kind of play style that they've been wanting to play based on the previous matches. Because I think even though in previous matches where they had much better drafts, or hero synergies to be exact, they've been doing things individually and they just layered together so well. But in this scenario, it just really requires you to follow a certain sequence, which I don't think they really would want to go for if they want to play fast, especially against like a team like Team Spirit.
Yeah, they need something for the early game. They need to deny it. They need to match it. They need to keep tempo. So now they're back to the drawing board. Team Spirit have done something well, and they know exactly why it works. Can Yangon make an adjustment to tie us back up? So far in our sets, we have not seen many teams go 1-1. We've seen the 2-0 and then 2-2, which means we are in a heavy momentum swing for this meta. I think it also means that generally, LaFell, some team figures it out a little bit earlier, a little bit faster, and it takes a minute to figure out how to handle that.
I feel like game number 1, it's kind of how Yangon want to test the waters, right? Because we even heard in the interview with Eterna where their coach said that they're going to be aggressive. But that was the kind of draft that was not aggressive, right? So maybe they just want to test the waters. And now Yangon, they just ban out the Barats as well as the Paquito, because I think even they agree with that. That's too much of a problem. Let's get rid of both of them.
Yeah, the question was, do you leave everything open or do you take everything away? And it's clear that YG said, we are going to take away the Paquito. We are going to take away the Atlas. We are going to take away the Barats. And now we're going to be on a more even playing field, because in this situation, we're getting one of the two that we think are the most valuable. But I like this too, because we're just going deeper into those frontliners, those fighters, those roams. I think this works for YG. We've seen it work.
Yeah.
Eudora gets banned. I feel like Hirara should be the top prio here. Marcel can kind of work, I guess, but I don't know, man. Hirara's been like one of the faces of MSC.
I'm thinking between Hirara or Jusen for Yangon.
I think Hirara.
Yeah, same. If it's just about what really works, I just think if Yangon have been drafting according to comfort, then that could have been a consideration. But now that will remain open. Honestly, to Spirit, I think there's even the Belleric, Paquito that are available.
Paquito's banned.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. So yeah, I think like there's a chance that they could actually steal the Zushin away as well, because
Yeah.
again, the Eudora has been banned out, so you need someone else to control during the fight. In terms of Belleric, I think it is an okay pick for Sao, but Sao does show quite a lot of heroes so far in MSC, so that might also be something that they want to play around. And with the Paquito as well as the Barat's banned, I think Hiko is just going to get a marksman here.
Yeah.
Like some kind of marksman. The Esmeralda gets picked up as well as the Belleric. So now Team Spirit has already established they have a front line and they have a counter-engaged hero in the Belleric.
I almost think well, we've seen Sora picked up, right? And he's done okay. I like that maybe going deeper into an EXP lane. Remember, Phoveus was available last time. You had some interesting matchups. Lapu, I think you go Claude. Sanji's very comfortable there. And now Kaise can get his Zushin.
I think he really should get a Zushin, unless there's a prior roamer that, I don't know, I want to try. I don't know about that, though. Because
I don't know
Glue is
about that.
counterable either with the carry or mids like the Vexanas. Yeah, so it's a good hero. It's just counterable.
So the Harley picked back up, and that's something they banned earlier on, Brig. But the second Zower has a chance to get it, brings it back. We'll see how impactful this is.
Okay. I guess they've been eyeing the Harley. That's why they didn't really lock in their mid laner first. But at the same time, I feel like a Juicin was an okay pick into the Harley either way. Because you had the Crimson Beacon, you had like escape tools to just really keep yourself safe. And that goes the same if you want to get out of dangerous situations, since Spirit are looking to draft a really good comp against Dive.
So at this point, just ban out a lot of mids, and I think you're pretty golden, because at this point, I really feel like banning out EXPs isn't really all that great, but they respect a possible dire-off, which hasn't worked too well, but again, on paper, it's one of the only picks that can deal with the Esmeralda.
You know, I will say this. I feel like Carrara survived a lot of Gord ults because of those iframes.
Minions! Minions! Who is that? Kevin?
I thought it was Glue, not Gru. So the fans are having fun in here. It is a lively building. But do you think that maybe it's going back to the tried and true? I think maybe they liked the Gord. There was a good source of damage. There was just a lot of heroes that could get away from him.
I feel like Gord is good against the Esme and the Belleric, but that Harley is going to cause so much problems. Like, this Harley makes it so that you always second guess what mid laner you want to use and what marksman you're going to use, because both of these roles can get one-shotted by the Harley. Some heroes can outplay it, but not all. And Gord having no dashes is one of the more dangerous picks against the Harley.
Yeah, if it's stashes that we're talking about, since the Juicin is already pretty much out, the Valentina is still there as a mid option for Yangon, since they can also pretty much take away the Wrath of Dryad for themselves.
That's
but the
true.
thing is, it hasn't really worked out for Kaise. That is one thing we got to observe for them recently, especially as they're forced to play a much slower game. And you don't really know what the matchup is going to look like. If Spirit get more and more range, especially in the mid, that might be tough to deal with, because you really want to complement the Glue.
Well, we've got our bans here of Zushin finally banned. So it does seem like they're going back into the pool. There's been a resistance for Kaise to go off of the 4 chant heroes that he's used. There was a one-time Valentina, but otherwise, we've seen that Zushin, we've seen that Eudora, we've seen... Well, we'll see if we see something different here.
Yeah, because for Spirit, they can take the Valentina just to take away from YG. It's just that there's no really good ults for you to really steal. But sometimes as a Valentina, it's not that big of a deal. You just want to be able to put pressure in the early game and then kind of deny from your opponents, because then there's no more dashing heroes. Kinda Lilia, but I think Lilia is worse because her HP is so small.
Wow.
She will die anyways to the deadly magic.
And I like how they're not necessarily reacting to the Glue pick. Like, this could have been a Vexana anyway, but just so they could be faster
Steal
around
away
the map,
that Valentina,
steal it away. They just lock it in instead of YG getting their hands on it. So that poses a question to YG instead. How do they match this, knowing that it's going to be a Belleric Valentina in mid? You have a Glue. A Lilia could have been an option, but I feel like it could just burst it really fast.
Like, it's going to be good for a while until the Harley gets like a genius one, and now an Arlet gets picked up, as well as the Selena here. I'm liking the adjustment that YG is picking up, but now a Clint. A good matchup in the gold lane possibly can burst down multiple members of YG as long as Team Spirit gives in a good early game.
What do you guys feel about these drafts?
I think it's more equal compared to game number 1.
Yeah, I'm liking how proactive Yangon are this time. They have a lot of setups. It's not like they're going to wait for Spirit to start it every single time.
Claude back in the marksman position for Sanji against now a Clint, and it's going to be Ying on that R-lock, which we saw so effective, and the Selena finally let through, and there's my daughter, Aria, my baby. She made it here. All right, having a lot of fun. Let's send it over game 2 and get us started here in our grand finals.
So sorry, Rain Day. I don't know if your daughter needs to watch this next game here because it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. It might be above the age limit for this one because we are expecting an absolute brawl. Huge contention for both roaming supports here. Glue is an amazing pick into this lineup, but the big issue is, are you going to be able to build the right items at the right time? There's a lot of magic damage on the side of TS for this early game, and eventually that Clint is going to be a bigger problem.
Absolutely. It's also about how do you cut through, right? Against this composition, you need to win in the early game, and that's why the Selena pick is going to end up being massive if utilized properly. Can they utilize it, though? That's the question. The Esmeralda almost holds a complete monopoly up top when it comes to tempo.
It is, and that's the thing, right? We're going to see how this game has to progress because there's also counterplay to a lot of the different problems that we're going to experience. If you look at the emblems, at least looks pretty standard all the way through. Season Hunter at least for the Selena, and now First Blood going to be achieved here as Kai's finds the kill. And now, with this lead, this is what we're expecting, right? This is why I was talking about the support so often. Those deaths, they're kind of the only people who can walk up and do what they can do, but Blink is a lot more expendable in comparison to Sawa because they need that Wrath of the Dryad.
That's the tempo we were talking about, though, yeah. For Team Spirit, they're going to have to wait a lot. I think compared to game number 1 especially, you're going to really have to wait for that Wrath of the Dryad, like you mentioned, Gideon. And for YG, it's all about fighting level 1 to 3, finding those slam passes. And with the Hirara, the Glue, and even the Arlet here, you're going to have so many resets. That's why Zaur wants to take Ying out of the equation. This is how they get back into that turtle fight after Sawo got picked off.
Yep, it looks like they're not going to be able to contest the very first turtle here. It's going to be level 3 to level, well, actually, pretty close to 4 for Kid Bomba. He should be able to hit it first no matter what. And they're going to use that pressure to start zoning out the rest of the Yangon members to allow TS to hit 4 on time. However, Sunset Lover, not there yet. Do they need to walk up to get the EXP? No, they're going to rush this.
It's such a good decision for them. Now, retreat battle is still going to be Zaur. Han was close to it, but it's such a good decision at the end of the day right now because they know there's no big ultimates to take anyway. So why do we need Sunset Lover on 4? We're just going to get tempo in mid, take that main win condition away from YG, and get that turtle.
It's abusing the timers. Ying was not level 4 at the right time. Han wants the contest, but unfortunately, even Kai's hitting level 4 doesn't make the difference in these moments. They need Blink to be level 4. They also need to make sure that everybody is ready to fight at the right time. So now with the off-tempo play, they steal it away. Great decision coming in from TS, but where is the rest of the conversion, right? As we go back to the neutral states, you can see that even Kid Bomba is still making Ying's life very difficult, despite Han purposefully showing himself.
He's dominating the lane right now, dude. And they're able to... Whoa, that's
so wild.
There are no other ults to take. To be fair, it's either that or the final slash, right? Yeah. You're not going to take the Blades into it.
Well, honestly, we don't know. Yeah, maybe later in the game when you're desperate and you need to be able to kind of peel away from Sanji already on top of you, then maybe. But even so, at least with the battle spell, Sanji understands that he's got the Purify to work with. I just don't know how this lane is going to go for him. He's playing the lane well, right? But Hiko's got this freeze on him for this point, at this point of time. And until Hiko gets his first item, that's when he really starts to dominate the matchup.
Now, one thing I will say about Team Spirit and how they're able to actually just gain control of the map when nothing is happening is I think they're the best team at playing the neutral game. When there's nothing happening on the map, they are so good at maximizing all these small little trades on the map. Like even here, Bomba is getting a trade over on Kaize, giving Sunset Lover more pressure in the lane and stopping Kaize from putting those trap downs, you know? It's just such a small win, but it builds up, and that's why Team Spirit now, even though they're down a kill, are the ones up in tempo, in map pressure, and everything.
Exactly. Here, because by the time the turtle actually spawns, Kid Bomba in about roughly 6 or so seconds after the spawn, he's going to get his ult back, so they understand how these timers work. And you can see that Ying, as soon as Bomba shows up, he's like, oh man, I gotta try and forcefully clear this wave. We trade ults again. We're gonna come back down to the turtle, and I think it's gonna be that constant dance. I want to see what TS's decision is here, because now they can't sneak away this neutral objective, but I think they want to extend their lead. Oh, Bomba, he's got the proxy.
And Sunset, that's the reason he stole that Abyss form. Man, Sunset with the Flicker out from the stun as well. It's a proxy up top now. Did they go for the red tree? Saw with the Flicker and the Wrath of the Dryad in the backline as well. It's going to be the jump on Sunset now with the steal on the slam side of the pass as Sawo gets away in time. He's going to be taken low though. Sanji with a blazing duet takes him low, takes him out with Ying.
They want to punch it even further here. They're not done just yet. The arrow lands
over on Hiko, and it's Ying with a punish on the vengeance.
That's what you want to see. Just continuous CC after CC just to give that extra bit of bonus damage coming in from Ying. Beautiful stuff all the way through, but at the same time, the game's not over just yet. At least the tempo has fallen back into Yangon's favor. But in the mid lane, just notice that Ying, now, he doesn't really want to be stuck in this lane any longer. But let's look at this replay one more time, right? Sawo so close to dying here. Sanji clearly doesn't have the items, but as soon as the Purify is out and Kais is able to find an off angle on any of the priority targets, there's nothing you can do.
Zara almost getting a sneaky little assassination there, but Han with the iframes, a bit too hard to kill. I think what we need to talk about, Gideon, is the fact that Team Spirit intentionally took that fight a bit long. Kid Bomba, though, the final slash lands on him, but Ying doesn't have the vengeance again. Bomba now able to get the shielding in time. Han cannot take him out.
That's got to be frustrating.
It's now 3 series in a row where he just can't kill Bomba.
It's annoying because you can tell that Ying, he was thinking about jumping this, and Han was like, no, give me the kill, sir. Please, please, I need this right now. You're already 2-0. I'm 0-2. Just give me a little bit of gold, and it could make the difference here. And that might have just costed them a lot more than they would have imagined here. But you're absolutely right.
You have to go back to before the fight. Bomba didn't go for the rotation straight up, even though he had a tempo advantage over Ying. He stayed and he cut. He proxied deeper. So it was almost as if Team Spirit knew they weren't going to take that fight. They were just trying to prolong it so that YG can't get their early snowball in time.
And not to mention that they're utilizing their threats, like Sawa walking up and faking the movements, trying to throw as many feints just to get YG to react. Is Sawa in trouble here? He shouldn't be in trouble, right? Yeah, he's totally fine. And he's able to get a little bit of his health back. This is why Beleric is just so annoying to deal with. Very similar to Glue in a lot of senses, but just can't fight as often as Glue.
Bomba opening up again. This time around, it's going to be Team Spirit with a man advantage. Grouping up, but they have to split up. Remember, Blink can find an AoE. Now Blink with a mount down. It's going to be Ying caught in the deadly magic. The volley started with it, right through the drive, lands on everybody.
Hey, the combo is good, and now they're using a Clint to cut through the rest of them as Kid Bomba, making sure that Sanji can't even walk up to auto anybody else. I am your bullet sponge. Don't look at anywhere else, please.
Ying is isolated. He's chasing all alone. Wait, that's not Ying, that's Blink. Now the blazing duet coming through, and it's actually all planned, calculated by Blink, capitalized on by Sanji. Bomba's going to be able to look for that compensation, though, as now they go for the turtle. 2-1 in turtles, in neutral objectives, but TS stay busy. It's Sour up top of the turret.
Man, this is a tough matchup. I was wondering whether Hiko on this Clint was a good option. They wanted to win the lane, which technically they sort of got, but they still can't deal with Blink. If Blink gets on top of Hiko, it's kind of over for his life. Even if he does actually have the flicker, he's got to time it perfectly. For the rest of the team, at least for TS, it's about peeling, and even so, they don't have the correct answers, right? I don't think Kid Bomba or Zara Egoist or Sunset Lover wants to be the one getting pulled away, but that's the thing, right? Yangon, they're trying to keep it tricky. Blink getting on top of Sawo initially, pretty good idea, but unfortunately, where do you pull him to?
Blink with a walk up again, stun over. Sawo gets caught by the arrow, the final slash lands on Bomba. He's trying to capitalize now with a fast pass, brings him all the way back to Han, and he gets the Sky Piercer stack.
Better target priority. That's exactly what we want to see from the Yangon Galacticos here. You don't want to pull Sawo into your team, but Kid Bomba, you know what? Without Purify, let's do it.
How the heck is the lead?
So little.
1,000 at this point, right? Like we would expect at least 1,000. Another arrow in mid. Kaiser with the flicker out. Blink was looking for that slam. Finds it on Sawo. Again, chained together with the Abyssal arrow. Sawo hasn't moved in a good 5 seconds.
The Living Ward, the Living Sentinel, the Living Tree is still holding strong. But Sanji also now realizing he can't waste any more time. As much as we've commended TS for actually not only dragging out games, but they are so good at being efficient with their time. Yangon are starting to pick up steam at this stage of the game. Curse Helm already complete from Glue. Berserker's Fury finally on top of the endless battle. I'm not sure if the Rapid Boost is going to keep Hiko alive, but man, this mid-tier 1, you can see that both sides, they really want to crack it open.
And Spirit are trying to play on the other side of the map every time, reacting to YG really well. Sanji using the BMI, the deadly magic does land in the end. Now as Han's going to be isolated from the rest of the team. Sawo able to get the taunt down on Blink as Bomba goes in, but it's going to be the final slash landing on Sunset Lover. Caught by Ying, taken out by Han. The missile arrow goes wide as Han goes in again. Is able to escape, and YG will utilize this man advantage to rotate straight into the neutral objective.
Oh, the red herring here. Ying showing that final slash to Kid Bomba as if, yeah, I'm looking for you. No, I'm going to go for somebody else. And they've got 10 seconds worth of tempo here. Sawo, he can try and delay with the Wrath of the Dryads, but this is First Lord. This is really important for either side.
Sawo has a position, goes in with the poker trick onto Blink. Oh, arrow lands again, baits out the Purify from Bomba as Blink gets the pass. Now, that's a Swift Trinity completed by Sanji. Very quick at 10 minutes.
Honestly, not a bad idea for Bomba to actually absorb the arrow early on, predestined to fight, knowing that Sunset Lover is coming back up and he has that Purify, because you can see that Yangon, they want to react to this.
And these deadly magics from Zaur, man, he's using it more as a poke tool than to finish people off, right? He's just coming in, space escape into a deadly magic. Doesn't even matter if he lands the poker trick or not.
Yeah, no, it's so true, because again, they don't have the sustainability.
Uh-oh. This is a crazy Lord Dance Blink. Able to jump on Sawo. He's able to sustain back up. Bomba, no Purify for another 48 seconds. He's holding on this position. And Zaur's too far. On with the red tree, securing the neutral objective. The Sunset Lover Sawo goes with the Wrath of the Dryad, but he's going to be all alone. And now it's the rest of the team who's going to take him out.
Oh, man, the Minesweepers just wasn't enough. Oh, the final slash!
Lands on Sunset. It's Han on a killing spree. And he's able to buy some time now. Up top, it was Blink who got the solo against Zaur.
Oh my goodness, this is not going well for Team Spirit's Yangon. Now looking for some revenge after game number 1. Fine, technical prowess you can take, but we know how to fight, and they are fighting hella good.
No Purify, final slash into the arrow. And Sanji picks up another kill.
Double Holy Shielding down. What a statement here from Yangon that they are not going to lose confidence just because they dropped a singular game because they weren't able to fight. Now, because denied of that fight, they're getting extra messy. They're going to reach further than what TS expected. Can they actually get this? No, they don't have the minions.
Cleared it out just in time by Team Spirit, but remember, that siege was YG without the Lord. They got the Lord, but they chose to just push in forward.
Oh, it's a pretty big attempt here. If they can get an inhibitor, that would be great. But at the same time, see that TS, as much as they want to engage, they kind of need their flickers, and they know that Sawo's flicker is coming up in 45 seconds. So at this point, how else can they look to delay this? They might have to sacrifice at least one of these inhibs.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to have to sacrifice the top side, man. They're not even going to be sending all their members there. Protecting the far lane and the bottom lane, I think it's a wise decision. But still, for YG, they'll take what they can get. That's a Melfic gun now for Sanji. 12 minutes.
He's strong, but the big game changer here really has been Kaizen as well as Ying. Those arrows have been perfect. Okay.
Almost immobilization. Sanji with a Melfic gun, abusing it and able to find a turret in the mid lane. So that's 2 with the First Lord.
Interesting. So Sunset Lover has been stealing away the ult coming in from Kai's just because it technically works as a morph. So when you have morph, you actually get access to the rest of the abilities, like the arrow, like the trap. So they've been trading back and forth here. But I think the big issue is the fact that Yangon has set the minefield every single time. In the previous Lord take, Zaur couldn't even get in on the typical angles or off angles onto the Lord pit because of how many abyssal traps revealed his position. Looking at the items, Chastised Pauldron finally done. Done here is the first item coming in from Sawo, on top of the fact that he's got the Radiant Armor. Now it looks like he's building up to the Guardian Helm as well. In terms of the raw magic damage, they've got the burst. However, down by the bottom side, we look at Hiko, he's got 3 items too, but those positions are really difficult, especially when Blink has Flicker. He's just got to react.
No chance. Still going to be very tough. And now it gets even worse for Spirit, because how are they going to catch Sanji? He has a Winter Crown very soon, already has that Melfic gun, is scaled past, I think, a lot of Team Spirit's own win con. So it will really take YG to make some mistakes for Team Spirit to be able to actually look for an angle to come back here.
I think the worst possible scenarios, if they can chain CC off of the Wrath of the Dryads, that's one. The second dangerous one is getting hit by 2 Shadow Strikes from Sunset Lover and getting terrified. I think that's also probably the worst case scenario.
Arrow lands on Sawo. They're doing a good job zoning. Zaur ego is from this Lord. 15,000 HP on it.
It's so good. The Wishing Lantern getting some really good poke here as they're looking to contest the angles from both sides.
Low Sunset Lover in the mid lane as well. That bottom lane is looking juicy for YG. As patient as ever.
They can't correct this in time. I don't think they can, and I think YG should start actually taking the space, but Sanji just used his BMI. They might wait for it a little bit longer.
Hiko's going to be sent up top, I believe, to deal with that wave, yes. As YG control this Lord again. Sunset Lover is busy in the mid lane, handling those big minions.
Now they just have to dance for a little bit. Even YG understand this is a dangerous 50-50 to be had, right? Level 15 to level 15, as much as they have iframes, Zara's Retribution, if well timed, could steal this and drag this game out longer than it should be.
That wave in bot wasn't pushed properly. YG! Oh no! Hiko able to react in time to that flicker in the final slash. Hiko, that second skill, that catch could have just possibly won them a Lord. Because look at the bottom lane. That was so unlucky for YG. They didn't build it in time, and now it's building back for Team Spirit. Slow push, and Han cannot go down.
It turned from an offensive assault to now a defensive assault, and TS now whole priority here. Yangon, you have a 5.7k lead, and yet they still can't get close to this Lord, not without having to worry about a bot tier 2 being traded out. And TS, they're so happy about this. They're dancing for days, and now they see Blink.
Sao, he knows it's a tendency of Blink. He studied Blink's gameplay all throughout. He always looks for these plays, and that's the forced error. Team Spirit with a macro masterclass.
Oh, and now the Guardian Helm is done, so Sao can walk off, take some damage, walk away from the fight, and come back in.
Han's bot! Abyssal arrow doesn't land. Han's still in the bottom lane. They're going to go for the first right now. Blink goes in with the slash, having a pass. It's a final slash, bringing Zara away. He's able to get away with the face escape for now, but Zara wins it, gets the retry, suns with the flick around, and Han.
And they're still chasing you. They're about to get one, they get two, killing spree for Kaise as they chase the last remaining members to try and close out this game.
Team Spirit played for the Lord. YG, say damn the Lord. We'll take the fight, we'll wipe you out, and we'll equalize in this grand final.
Oh my goodness, this is what we were looking for, a 16-2 game for the Yangon Galacticos. Statements made. We don't care what the world thinks of us. We brought it to 1-1. No confidence lost.
And what a way to start. Possibly the best grand finals ever. I mean, when it comes to results, nobody predicted these two teams to be up here, and to see it at 1-1. To see it this close, to see the dynamic between the teams. One playing slow for objectives through macro, the other one saying, no, we brawl.
And now we have to talk about the out-of-game aspect. For Team Spirit, they've been more consistent throughout all of their games, but there's one thing that Yangon Galacticos got going for them, and that's momentum. If they can build this up with one extra game, the odds of Team Spirit are starting to look a little shaky unless they start correcting this draft. I know that he didn't want to give the Wrath of the Dryads over to Yangon Galacticos, but it may have hurt them because they got them no ults, and Ying was just playing out of his mind.
You gotta give props to Blink as well, though. What a fantastic performance on this glue. Even in that last skirmish, he was the one who jumped on Zaur. Then we saw the final slash. It almost looked, this was it. Blink with the jump. Zaur get chain CC, zone away. In the end, he still got it, but he had to sweat, he had to move, he had to use all of his resources just to get that Lord.
Oh, man, we are running out of resources here at the desk. We're gonna be throwing it back to the panel to break this down for y'all.
Thank you so much. We said these teams were tested with adaptation to get here, but it is now the requirement to stay here. One heavy punch, and the response with the uppercut. A swift defeat of Team Spirit. Yangon Galacticos even things up in the 1-1 as our best of 7 turns into a best of 5. Rainday, Brig, LaFell to break the action down. That Arlet from Ying. They change the strategy. They take away the Paquito. They take away all of the options that we've seen be so successful. The Barats for Kid Bumba. And then they have that answer.
Yeah, and I still can't believe Han was just last seen in the bottom lane a couple seconds ago. That's why Spirit were just going for the Lord, but then you suddenly see him also being part of that fight which really mattered to them, and it's so surprising to see Yangon bouncing back like that, because that game 1 loss felt like it wasn't a loss you could just easily recover from.
I mean, that's one of the strengths of Herrera. Once she gets about 2 or 3 items, she's almost max CDR, and that makes it so that her skill cooldown is incredibly short. The fact that she doesn't have any mana makes it so that she can just spam all of the dashes, making it so that even though she is taking care of the long lane, she can still participate in the upcoming fight. And again, this is what we wanted from Yangon when they said they're going to be aggressive. this is the aggression that we want to see.
It started out with Harara as the conversation against Ling. Ling has dropped out, but Harara, I mentioned the iframes. I thought that Gord, and when you look at Kaise, could have gotten several kills, wasn't able to do it, but that might have just been the hero. And taking this hero now into the hands of Han, what can Zauer Egoist do? We talk about the implications of damage from Harley, but you still now have Kaise back on the Selena feeling comfortable. The Ying can make plays. The Esmeralda's good in lane. Kimbamba likes to get aggressive. But guys, when you look at these stats, what went so right?
Honestly, when we look at his stats, the one that you have to look at is actually Kaise. The damage dealt is 51,000. I think a lot of it, hey, minions! I think a lot of it is coming in from the traps, but the important thing is that aggression starts with a lot of damage, and that happened when they do have the Selena. The Selena, I would say even level 1, already deals quite a lot.
Yeah, I was honestly considering it even as one of the potential pickups for
Cryos?
Spirit earlier when they were just left for second phase mid lane options, but they still went for the Valentina. I think in a way gave them some of the playmaking capabilities, but I don't think they were really able to put it into use. Like, we saw how Sunset Lover occasionally got to steal away the final slash and such, but it was always just them using it when they were already forced to use it, more defensively, more during a messy team fight, because Yangon were very efficient in just already isolating who they want to go for first and allocating who needs to go in first. It can be Ying, it can be Blink, and Blink too. On this glue.
You were questioning the glue. We thought, like, is this enough? But it was.
I mean, like, we questioned it because he could get countered, but he didn't, right? No bad heroes for glue was picked up, and Blink, man, like, that guy is amazing.
Yeah, he's playing great. LaFell, you got another Telestrator for us? Let's check out what you have to say.
So I'm going to be pretty quick for this one, but I feel like most of the MLBB community will agree with me on this one, where a lot of attention is in the jungle, being like the primary mover of the map, main damage dealer and everything, but throughout this MSC Rain Day, I personally feel like the biggest conversation is the front line, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And even in American football, the line has to be strong enough to either protect the pocket or create space for a good running play. And that's what we see here in MLBB, where in game number 1, we saw both Kid Bomba as well as Hiko really helping out whenever they do get these two heroes, right? The Paquito as well as the Baras. They're amazing playmakers, space creators as well. And with both of them out, it makes the game fair. And I think this is the first good step that Yangon really took. But then we saw Ying on this Arlet as well as Blink on this glue. I really feel like for all of the games in this best of 7, who has the better playmaking frontliner, the potential of winning is much higher. So we're going to be looking that in the draft later on. And in terms of the clips here, I would say this just shows when you have a very strong frontliner, you're able to actually space everyone out for the opponents, making it so that it's easier for your team to really contest the Lord. Because as we see here, what we're going to be seeing is really just the positions of all the members of Team Spirit. They're spread out. They want to make sure that they don't get caught, especially by Ying using the Arlet here. But in terms of that, you can see that what Team Spirit thought was going to happen was they're going to delay the Lord because they're trying to pick a fight, but that's not what happened. The moment they know that the Harley is nowhere close, they just contested for the Lord, burst it down, and they're able to do that. And then afterwards, we start seeing whenever the team fight starts happening, a lot happen coming in from Ying as well as the glue. Because look at this. Ying able to jump in using the minions to dash with the Vengeance and then catching Sunset Lover. We even see the mark is there so that Ying has another Vengeance going in. And this is why in the draft now, who's the EXP? Who's the roam? Is it a fighter gold lane? If it is, what is going to be that fighter gold lane? Because who can create the opportunities will win the game.
I think that's what it's been about, right, Brig? I mean, who can create more opportunities? This game, it was more on Ying than it was Kid Bomba.
Yeah, he had to live up to the Ying name here. Well, why? We thought it was good.
No, it's bad and good at the same time.
It is good.
I love it.
I think it's good.
Cool, right?
I just was glad to hear you say it too.
Yeah, because at this point, or at least in this game, yes, he did get taken down once, but it's not like that's what really mattered. It's his presence who feels like he's someone you just could not consider for pickoffs at all, because he had a very high mobility hero. Again, it was the Arlot with a Vengeance, and he was the guy that they really had to be wary of whenever they sensed that a team fight was actually gonna break out, because you could maybe look at Blink, but he's more there to just mess things up. He already presents himself there once the team fight has broken out, but Ying has been the pace dictator, at least for this game.
And I just like the draft in general. I think the response was to deal with the problems, and obviously Paquito early, but when you don't have the Paquito, you allow Sanji to be that much more effective and comfortable on the Claude that he wants to actually play. Guys, there's a lot that's occurred here. We're going to take a quick one, and in the meantime, check out Mobile Legends Adventure. On the flip side, we'll have Game 3.
My friends, we're all tied up here in our grand final. Incredible match we're seeing so far. But I wanted to check in with another incredible person. Mom Bomba is joining us here, the mother of the wonderful Kid Bomba, as you're seeing. And wanted to ask you a couple questions here, of course, auf Deutsch, in German, when is possible. First of all, how is Bomba as a person? Is he always so, I guess, he has that personality also in real life? Wie ist Bomba als Kind? Ist er immer so selbstbewusst als hier in MSC?
Ja, der war selbstbewusst und ein fröhlicher Junge.
Yeah, this is how he is. He is very confident and he's a very happy young man. And that's exactly what we're seeing here out of him on the screen as well. Our second question, the entire community so far has been reacting so positively, which is wonderful to see, especially given your support for Bomba as his mother. Do you have anything for kind of words of comfort for maybe parents out there that want to help their sons, their kids that want to become professional players? Die ganze Community reagiert so positiv auf deine Unterstützung für Kid Bomba als seine Mutter. Haben Sie eine Botschaft für andere Eltern, dass sie auch deren Kinder in Esports antreten wollen?
Ja, natürlich. Die sollen ihre Kinder einfach ihre Träume ermöglichen, freilassen.
Of course, it's very simple, really. Let your kids really play out their dreams and help them, support them to actually make that happen. Mama Bomba, danke schön. Danke auch. Thank you very much. Let's check in what's happening with our next game.
Well, Mama Bomba, I love the way that flows. Mama Bomba.
Mama Bomba.
Feels like we're speaking another language. Milos on his 7th language or something at this point. I don't know. The man speaks Arabic, French, English, German. What can't he do? Speak Lefelian?
Minion language.
That's what I said, Minionese.
Yeah, Minionese.
Only a few people.
How does that sound?
I promise
duck?
by the next tournament, I'll figure out the language.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'll hold you to it.
Yes.
What did you want to say?
No, I was just so happy to see that.
I mean, like, where else can we go with this conversation? Really?
Probably nowhere. I'm hoping you guys drop it.
The only thing I could think of was probably Mom Bomba already has a fans club by now too.
Oh yeah, probably.
Because I also saw a signage already.
I think so, and you've seen Team Spirit gather around the heart and soul of it. You might have seen maybe the analysis, the technical part with the team, but when it comes to the heart, it certainly feels in the stands and everyone who is around her, talking to her, rooting her on, supporting her through. You should have seen the emotion versus Onyx yesterday. That was powerful. And part of the reason is that there's $1 million on the line. The winner of this, she could see her son suddenly enter the Millionaires Club, which is a beautiful thing.
At about what, 21 years old?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Support your child and their dreams. That's what she said, right?
Yes, you're right. I'm trying to hear back what you say. Yeah, I think you're correct.
Yeah, it's
support your child, live out their dreams.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Right,
there you go.
right, Rain Day?
Yeah, and you get to see, it's a special thing. You get to see family being next to you when you're doing something important. You know, I think that's just such a beautiful thing to see and witness. And obviously, Team Spirit, they go back to the drawing board. They have the emotions, they have the ups, they have the downs of Game 2. Now it's Game 3, guys. They're bouncing back.
Speaking of, I think the support of, doesn't matter, families, friends, or whatever, in terms of going for your dream is very important, because here's the thing. I think there's no dream in the world that doesn't require some kind of sacrifice that will make you really scared about moving forward. It doesn't matter if the dream sounds like something simple, but I feel like in all the years that I've lived, everyone that tells me their dreams, you can't get that without sacrificing something, either physical, mental, or even spiritual.
And it's even more, and I mean, Brig, you know, I think you agree, it's even more important to know that nowadays, most of that sacrifice is not in front of us, guys. We see the results, we don't see what goes into it. And you know as much as any of these players how much time and effort goes into just being a part of this moment. And then there's still the jobs not done. That is in the back of their mind. We still have to win. It is a best of 5 now, 1-1, as our draft continues. And Zushin, Atlas, Fanny Band this time around for Team Spirit. It's Bakito, Barats again, and Freya for Yangon Galacticos, who are on red side and respond with the Ying and the Eudora. First pick, Harara, stolen away and is going to go back in the hands of Zauer Egoist.
Yeah, but I think Yangon are still very happy with this, considering that they've stuck with the pattern of taking out the Bakito and securing one of their power picks, their comfort picks for Sanji. I think they're in a good spot, at least for now, in the base of the draft.
One other thing that I like as well is they took away that Eudora, so that just in case they want to use that Suyo, then they can. It's not immediately punished. Sure, the Selena is there, also have a lot of burst damage, but the thing is, it's not as easy as Eudora.
And I like this too. I think, again, as we see this third pick break, do you enjoy the approach of maybe saving Rome till Red 3, or even saving Rome until the second phase?
If it's teams like YG and Spirit, yes, because we see even Carmilla's, even Chips being played on the map. But this is a really good response, I feel, from YG. They're sticking with the glue, and it, I think, is just so much better in this composition where you have to body block so much.
And I feel like YG has this calculated risk where they don't mind picking up the glue because, yes, it is one of their comforts, but also they just know Spirit's draft pattern to know that this is not going to get immediately punished. Sure, maybe in this best of 7, eventually Hiko will pick up something like the carry and able to deal with both the Claude as well as the glue. The problem is, again, Eudora is having a range advantage up against that carry, so that's just something that you always have to think about. Carry is such a good hero, but is not without its risk.
Yeah, and I think you don't see two of the most important heroes to look at when you actually want to lock in your gold laner, which are probably the jungle and the EXP lane, because these are the two heroes who could probably just be assigned to go after Hiko. And considering that we have so much less in terms of fighter options in the gold lane, then there might be so much more consideration put into that. Because I feel like even looking at what's left in terms of that, I don't think you see an assassin, or you could just predict an assassin to come through immediately for YG just to lock in a Ruby, which is more commonly a response towards that kind of jungler. So sticking with the marksman is still something that's probably going to come out from Team Spirit, but they took out one of the least wanted ones against their lineup, which is the Melissa.
Golden EXP being looked for on the side of Team Spirit. And when you come to YG, still looking for that EXP as well, and they're going to find their jungle pick. The Arlott taken away, so again, a ban towards the EXP. The Phoveus also, but that still leaves a couple of things open. You still have the Uranus and the Esmeralda that can go toe-to-toe in the EXP lane. Both teams, are they content with that?
Yeah, I feel like YG was challenging Team Spirit because they're betting out the Phoveus, which we haven't seen ban quite a lot, especially like you say, the Uranus is still up, the Esme is still up, so they're kind of like saying like, are you going to respect the Arlet? And looks like they have. So right now, YG, I don't mind them picking up something like the Uranus or as the Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like with the Glue as well as Eudora, it should be enough crowd control.
Yeah, and there's still a possibility of maybe them picking up the Nolan later on, which I feel would, if ever they're looking at either that.
I feel like last is fine because yeah, Suyo, Nolan. I still prefer Nolan, but
Yeah, so that could be an option if they really just took out the Phobius, and maybe we're looking at that. Oh, but they're the ones who get the Ruby. Yeah, this is Ying. So he could pretty much just pull it off however he wants, but Spirit, okay. They now fully know that this is going to be Ruby XP and Claude Gold. So do they still want to go all in on dive?
I feel like YG is also considering whether they need a Harley for this one or they need a Nolan.
Oh, yeah.
Or is it gonna be a game where they can scale up? Honestly, with the Selena, I don't think that you can really scale up something with the Yi Shin.
Right.
Especially Ruby as well. I feel like this need at least one magic resist item and then she should be good. Well, now she might need more because the Hive has been picked up by Team Spirit and now the Lapu Lapu as well. So Lapu and Ruby, I would say it's a pretty good matchup because both kind of want to fight around minions.
Yep.
And when there's minions around, they're just gonna lifesteal just way too much.
Team Spirit have already shown their cards. Guinevere banned on the side of YG, still picking for the jungle. Harara taken away. The Ling has not been played since what feels like a few weeks ago. And so the Nolan it is. You guys called it. And you like it a little bit better, you said, LaFell.
Yeah, just because the Nolan can match the speed of Harara, but we'll see. If this Selena does have the Veteran Hunter, then maybe Harara will just be that bit faster, but I feel like YG has a comp that can slow them down enough that it just neutralizes whatever advantage that the Selena can have around the jungle.
Yeah, and they can pretty much move fast enough to get away from danger. Well, at least that's what they need, because I think Spirit and the lineup that they currently have are just so good at setting up for team fights.
Well, it was an early game win for Team Spirit. YG, like we have not seen in this tournament, respond right away to even the score. A best of 7 turned to a best of 5. Who's going to take the lead to start it off? Gideon and Mirko?
Well, that's a really difficult question right now. I'm leaning a little bit into Yanga only because they're a momentum-based team. You know, every single time they get that win, they just seem to be sharper. They seem to build up so much steam as they get right into this game. Team Spirit going to be on blue side, facing up against the Yangon Galacticos on the red. Purple start here from Zar and Sunset Lover. It's going to be a green camp start on the purple side for Yangon.
I just really like Team Spirit's draft, though, honestly. Just looking at the way that they play, how they, again, control these neutral objectives. It seems like they have built a composition to play around that, right? Even Bomba on an old, but still, signature Lapu Lapu pick against Ying here. He's going to have to be careful against a Ruby. Ying's doing a good amount of damage, but he popped the regen, Ying.
Yeah,
so that was
it's okay.
Very weird.
At least for Ruby, she's not hyper reliant on it, right? You know, naturally inbuilt sustain, just needs to walk up to the wave. I'm low, not a big item, not a big deal. But every single time she tries to go for the sustain, she's unintentionally pushing the wave, right? Now Sanji, we're looking back at the emblems. It is Season Hunter here, but Sanji did have to take the Purify, and the same goes for Hiko. So very lucky matchup here for both Sanji and Hiko.
Sanji already winning in the lane earlier, but Hiko will be able to get that gold crab with the help of Sunset Lover to relieve off pressure a bit. Kid Bomba spots out Han up top. Gonna have to respect this man, but Bomba actually just walks up onto Han. Wait! A fracture on the other side. Now, these were the jitters I expected game 1.
Yeah. I think maybe the pressure is starting to surmount, and I think at least for Han, he recognizes like, okay, my ult technically is pretty short. I can use it willy-nilly as long as there's like 15 seconds on that turtle. Then it's fine. We can still look for other plays across the map. The question is, what is that play going to look like, right? Because every single time it comes down to the mid side, both teams are very well adjusted to each other. You can see that a lot of their rotations, they're not taking the dangerous paths no more. They're opening up the map slowly after sending 1 or 2 members. And Blink this time, he's back on Minesweeper duty.
Bomba got level 4 though. Blink opening up. This should be a free neutral objective with the Season Hunter, or rather just the Selena. Boom, bang, Team Spirit without even the retribution, pick up the neutral objective again. 3 games in a row, it's them who strike first on the neutral objective.
Yeah, let's see whether the vertical jungling is going to start, right? An invasion from Hirara, able to steal away at least one green camp. Han, doesn't go vertically. He's going to head straight to his next buff here. Notices that it's missing. What can you do about it? Little Wonder is up in 11 seconds, but here on top side, this is where it's extremely volatile, right? Because Kim Bomba, if he can zone Ying away from that lane, they're in trouble.
Pullback Bomba's able to escape just in time, doesn't even burn the flicker. And now they try to regain control over the map. Link in the mid lane now, shoved away from that bush. Sour Ego still has a whole bottom side jungle to clear.
And I love the fact that Yangon are taking into account everything. Hey, Bomba's walking in a pretty weird direction. There's a good chance there's an Abyssal Arrow coming in the exact same linear trajectory. So at this point, Yangon have a lot of different things to think about micro-wise on top of making some heavy decisions. And I think for TS, they don't mind it, taking it just a little slow, right? We're expecting the big fights to happen by neutral objectives and nowhere else.
This is where it gets really good for the Harith, you know. Early on, level 1 to 3, the Claw's gonna have an advantage, you know, able to get away from the Synchro Fission. But the thing about the Harith is, as long as he's able to survive that level 1 to 3, he gets complete monopoly over the gold crabs, and that's going to give him such a big lead later on, obviously, if it continues here. So, YG, I think they gotta have to try sending some of those members down below to just take the gold crab away. It doesn't even matter if Sanji doesn't get it, as long as it's not on the hands of Hiko.
Yep, they just have to deny it. And let's not forget about the lane matchup. There still is a kill angle for Hiko onto Sanji, assuming that Sanji has no BMI and happens to get caught by, whether it's the edge, ideally in the middle of that Zaman Force. The movement speed reduction, really a pain in the butt in the early stages of the game. Okay.
Wow! Untargetable into the immobilization. The Imofanic comes around right now. Sunset didn't land the Abyssal Arrow. TS will call it off.
Great composure coming in from Ying. If I was in that position, I would have flickered or something. But again, holding it close and making sure that they're playing against the wave to sandbag the lane.
Now the Abyssal Arrow again, now landing. It's you with a flicker, that's why. He saved it all the time. Sour still able to get the entry in time as Ying. He had the composure, but it's the all-in onto him as Sour is waiting for the untargetable. Goes under tournament, is able to go back and forth. Oh my God!
Outplays him with the iframe. Sour does it perfectly. I really thought that maybe he should die there, and he still survived. He's got the combo points.
The Wonder Boy of ECA, Sour Egoist. First it was Blink, second attempt was Han. Both failed, and Baba takes the XP crab away.
Now, this is a very similar rotation that we saw in game number 2 coming in from the Yangon Galacticos. Sunset Lover finds the punish, chunks Han out and says, you better go back to base. That orange buff, you're not going to get anywhere near it, and Sunset Lover is walking up to ensure that it's... Oh, hold on. Bit of an awkward time to go for a replay there, but coming back into this fight, the wombo combos, like we mentioned for this composition, they have to be on point, and Team Spirit understand they can't just fight willy-nilly. There's got to be a conversion area.
I thought he was chopped, and then he gets the killing spree proc, and then what happened here? He was probably also screaming, Zaur! Zaur! Oh my God.
It's accurate, even in slow motion. It's just crazy that the lethal ignition didn't proc away. They just needed one more auto attack and would have done the job. Now, the 2 flickers down on Sunset Lover and as well as Sawa at this stage of the game, but the rest of the team from Yangon Galacticos also about to get their own battle spells up. The major advantage really comes on to the multiple members of TS. From EXP all the way down to gold, everybody has found a slight advantage.
Hiko is really becoming a problem though, right? He already held a monopoly over that gold crab. Now, he's taking the XP crab, putting him in a great position for Turtle 3.
He's just a little itchy for these crabs, you know?
Oh, Sour. Hey, hold on now.
Hey, he's going to proxy the way very early on here. And look at the coverage coming in from the rest of TS, right? Han, if he can find this, that would be insane.
Sour's so smart. Every single time, he never uses both the proxy. Only just uses one to clear it out. And that's why Han can't go in now. He's going to be spotted. Sour with the walk up again. He's going to go with the Retribution, and he wins it 50-50. As the Abyssal Arrow lands on Han, and now the rest of the team goes in. Sour, Wrath of the Dryad, change CC Ying. Taken low, but not down just yet. Bomba walks up forward, gets the last hit. Now it's Sanji on Bomba, but Sawo playing a great position, holding it.
Amazing mechanics, really amazing mechanics. Can they get a little bit more here? Because now, this is the position that Yangon always find themselves. Mid-tier 1 threatened, and Han has to give up his life for it too.
Double immobilization from Sour. Han cannot be walking like that. Sunset with a capitalization, and now Kaize it's going to be so difficult for him to find burst. Bomba's just taking it like a champ.
Yup, and now from this point onwards, we're expecting TS to just skyrocket. Their stonks are getting bigger and bigger. The gold lead and deficit here for Yangon spreads very thin. Abyssal Rally connects here, but look at Sauer. He wants to go in, and I'm pretty sure Sauer's telling him, relax.
I think Sauer knows exactly what he was doing there, man. He just wanted to bait out the flicker. That was really good CC immune by Bomba. Now the Wrath of the Drowned and the taunt over. That's going to completely lock down on Blink. Taking out a Sunset is going to be taken low, but is able to get away for a bit, baiting out some resources. Sauer gets away from Ying. And it's TS who are just showing how good they can be with the mechanics as well.
They trade out Sunset Lover for Blink. Ideal, it's not ideal, of course, but they got the battle spell out of Kaizen. No flicker for him. They're making sure. Let's look at the items real quick. 2 to 1.5 for the comparison between Sanji as well as Hiko. Cheaper items as per usual, but even so, no big items like Lightning Truncheons for the extra burst. We do see a Chastised Pauldron being purchased by Sawa, so again, it's still a little difficult to take him out when he goes for those big flicker plays on top of the Wrath of the Dryads. Overall, the biggest problem right now is the fact that Zara can basically fight whenever alongside with Sunset Lover. With that War Axe, doesn't matter how low he gets chunked out, he will be able to heal back to full as long as there's a wave, there's a camp somewhere.
Uh-oh, careful, Sanji. Bomba with the Bravest Fighter jumps in with the flicker as well. Now he's gonna be the blazing new weapon. He's gonna get bursted down. Now with the Purify, it don't matter. When Bomba knocks, you just gotta react in time. Blake gets caught in the stun and the Dryad.
The fight was already over before it even began. I mean, he's gonna try, but they're gonna get him here. Zara executes him underneath the turret like it was nothing. Fallen Maple, baby. He's so good. These young junglers are ridiculous. Whether it be Han, whether it be Zara, put him on something as overpowered as a Hirara, and it looks crazy.
Bang. Bonk.
You gotta give it a Kit Bomba here. And also, it's more of a mistake on Sanji for just not instantly purifying and getting out of that position. He held it for a little too long.
And now it's a free neutral objective, 10-1. 6.4k gold lead. Bomba on the Lapu Lapu with Sunset stealing away camps, but you know, Hansa has Retribution. Still able to secure it. Fracture on the green camp, not giving anything away. But man, wait, Sarah got a kill off camera on Kaizen. Oh, during the replay. Oh my God.
Yeah, just one-shot him. Like, he is so strong right now. It's ridiculous. And he's maintaining these War Axe.
He doesn't even have Side Piercer, right?
He doesn't. He doesn't. That's why I say, Hirara, as soon as you hit level 15, you feel like an absolute monster, with or without the CDR, right? Just the natural damage that you have, and you're able to triple it every time you use one of those combo points.
Zauer. Gonna go in. Bomba with the jump on the Bravest Fighter now on YG. Oh, this instant CC immune to get out of that. I'm offended, Ying. Just cannot land those CC locks.
Oh, and look at it on the bot side. You can see that Han is trying his best to get a tier 2. Blink should survive here, but they might just end up losing it here. Yep. Good lord, good lord.
I guess no.
I guess no. I guess no. This is a really tough game. Really tough game for Yangon, right?
Look at the items, bro. What does he have? What is he packing?
I think he's already packing his 4th item at this stage, right? It's an 8k lead. I think 4,000 is like should be on Zara at this point. He's a 2-level lead against Han. He's stolen what? How many buffs at this point? 3 buffs at this point. It's been difficult. It's been pretty difficult. And Hiko just getting, hey guys, it's me, Feather Heaven. Where y'all at?
Everybody's at 6 items. He's like, yeah, Feather Heaven.
Guys, my investments are working out.
Dude, I mean, for YG right now, there's literally nothing you can do. It's 11-1. You can only just wait in your base. It's a Eudora as well.
Dude, he is nearly 10,000 extra damage ahead of Kaizen, and somehow Han has not been able to find the big burst damage or the snowball that we were looking for. Holy, 4 items!
Yeah.
Oh, I thought maybe it was a little short on the roar, but good.
No wonder. He's basically dealing true damage, right? Before YG members can even get those physical defense items, he already has the Melfic Roar.
Yep, and I love the fact that Kit Bomba understands that he still needs to be somewhat tanky here, right? He's not like trying to greed out, going for the Hunter Strike. He's like, all right, I've got the Queen's Wings, I've got the Chastised Pauldron. I'm gonna dive every single time. And with the damage reduction, if I hit multiple people, even better, my anti-CC can get me in and out of these fights. So really, the all-in is dependent on Yangon more than it is for Team Spirit.
And a damage taken as well. Bomba taking a beating, but really hasn't reflected. He has 0 deaths. Bomba with a jump in, the flicker on Kaizen again, bidding on some of those resources, taking everything and finding the stun. Bomba!
Oh, a mistake, and now they're going to get punished for it. Ying goes down. Blink should be the next to fall here with an epically strong Hiko on top of it all. Like, if things could not get worse here in game number 3 for the momentum that Yangon built in game number 2, TS has completely shut it down.
Bomba just took a 1v5, baited all the resources, everybody corralled in, and it didn't matter. Bros 3-0 and 3. Now with the Bravest Fighter again, no flicker, so he can't go for that stun. But he's able to buy some time right now with the arrow lands in the back line, and it's going to be Sunset. And Sour goes godlike. Han's going to be taken down. And that's Team Spirit, who leads the series 2-1.
Yeah, that's a really big mistake there. Bomba jumps in, was not supposed to actually land the stun onto Sanji, and yet it did, forcing him to flicker out, and that costed them the entire fight. It's moments like this, small little details that make all the difference, and Team Spirit answer back, you know what, we'll take this game. Yangon's just have to say, well, okay, GG, go next. It's still a best of 7. First of 4 wins are the champions. We don't mind giving you this one.
My goodness. It's been a while since we've seen Kid Bomba on the Lapu Lapu, but man, he reminds us why it was one of his main picks back in the day. It was literally just last year where every single time Mans was styling on everybody, but unfortunately he couldn't lock it in for a win against Onyx Philippines last year. Now they're in the grand finals and he's styling.
He is styling. He is playing very, very well. They're so in sync with each other. And I think what it really boils down to at this stage, both teams know how to play with a significant lead, whether it's small, whether it's big. It's really about taking control over the game, influencing the movements. And so far, the composure really leans in on TS for this particular game.
The follow-up from Sawo, immaculate, then Zao, the cleanup, and Sunset. Look at his arrow.
Boom. Works every single time, but we can't give all the fun here at the table. We're throwing it back over to our panel to break it down for y'all.
And we're catching it. Thank you, Gideon and Mirko. Another game, another Team Spirit win. They turn this best of 5 in their favor as they grab this one to go 2-1 up over Yangon Galacticos of Myanmar. What a journey we have had to get to this moment. For those just tuning in, seeing the action, this has been anything but easy for both of these teams. 2 regions that have not been represented in the grand finals of MLBB, and some would say most of the relevant history of this esport. But at this point, either one of them will rewrite their story and create a new chapter in the history books of this tournament here at MSC in Paris, France. And I cannot wait to break it all down. My name's Randy. I'm joined again by Brig and LaFell. We are your panel. We are your friends. They are brother and sister, they said.
You're brother
And
too.
I'm now a brother as well. We're all brothers and sisters. We're siblings. And that was a Team Spirit victory. I don't know. What is it about Kid Bomba when he gets going, about Zaur when he gets Aurora, that is unstoppable?
Oh, I think they both individually had highlights there. I think their clips are gonna go out on social media just later. The escapes we saw from Zar, Egoist on the Hirara, and the entries from Kid Bomba. The entries, by the way, which did not cost them as much. And that's just a statement right there to show how dominant Team Spirit have already established themselves in this game. Because as much as you don't want to admit it, what our casters said earlier, it's sad that it's true. Yangon could not do anything in this game.
The proof is Han only did 11,000 damage. And let's put that into perspective, right? His roamer, the glue, did 15,000, right? So that kind of shows if you're position 5.
That's a problem.
The one that's supposed to have no farm does more damage than you, which is supposed to be the one moving the map around. Then yes, we can definitely see how that becomes a problem. In fact, I would say Mirko put it very nicely to say that the draft coming in from Team Spirit has amazing presence around those neutral objectives, the turtle as well as the Lord. But we don't even get to the point of the Lord being relevant. It's all about those turtle fights, which will show the zone control they have later on.
You know, you wouldn't have thought that Nolan would do so poorly. This is a really good hero pick. I think as a 5, you're flexing it. You know you're getting something a little bit deeper in the pool, but it's worked. And we've seen it work as a selection. You said the Suyo could come out, but this was what they went with. It was a disappointment. But is it less about how good Nolan is or isn't, but more about how valuable Harara is in this matchup of junglers?
I think it's because what Nolan wanted to do is essentially the same as what Spirit has been doing. It's just that Hirara had more help in terms of being able to pull off those in and out plays rather than the Nolan could. Because I think, especially looking at the glue, you want to stay in the fights longer. You want things to get really messy just so you could land your grabs on your targets and so you could pull in the ones that you want. But Team Spirit have done a great job at just going in when they feel like trying to start a fight, but they can choose to commit or to not commit either way. So it's like they've been always playing and setting up fights on their terms, which I think their lineup greatly specializes on. But for Yangon, you want to just keep the fight going so then Han could go and find the pickups that he wants. But he's not really given the opportunity to do so because, again, Spirit have just engaged whenever they like and they just don't fight when they don't feel like it.
Classic opener from Team Spirit. They jump out to the lead. Yangon ties it. Spirit back out yet again, and it's a great showcase of how good they are. But LaFell, when it comes to why they're so good, what did you see in Game 3?
Well, I think your question kind of already answers a lot, which is you asked, how does Kip Bomba, like the moment he gets going, everything looks good? And how he does that is that you can plan all you want, but if you get punched in the face, you forget about all of your plans, and that's kind of what Bomba did. So first, we got to talk about the change that happened in this draft, which is Team Spirit, they have two things, right? Number one, they have a lot of mobility, right? Where they can move around. And why this is so important is because the fact that they're going up against a glue, right? I ran out of space, but here's the thing. They made it so that this glue cannot really do much just because, let's count the amount of dashes they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yeah.
These 4 members have a lot of dashes in their kit, making it so that even if the glue does catch onto them, they can outplay that. And that's the second thing, is that all of these heroes, except for the Belleric really, they have ways that they can individually influence the map just by, I would say, the latent, the potent aspect that the heroes have. They have a very high skill ceiling, making it so that it's kind of hard to really predict what's going to happen. But we're going to be looking at this clip here, and we're going to be looking at more of the zone control that Team Spirit really has with this draft. And again, we talk about how having that first punch is going to be very important. We will be seeing how, honestly, they try, right? YG really tried, because we're going to be zooming in. We're going to see Blink, even using the flicker, try to get on top of Hiko as well as Sunset Lover, which are positioned just right here. But the problem is, again, they have a lot of dashes, making it very difficult for the glue to really do much. So when he does go in, able to dodge out, and all the while we see Kip Bomba here trying to zone them away. Speaking of, we're going to look at all the zone control that they have. Sao is controlling this flank here. Kip Bomba is controlling this side here, as well as Sunset Lover is just here in case he controls the arrow. So how does that look like? Well, the visual control Sao has is here, Kip Bomba is here, and then Sunset is here, but it can really go out to anywhere because the arrow has a very long range. And it ended up making it so that Zara Egoist was able to secure the turtle, but then the follow-up here, a very quick turnaround, how they were all spread out, and yet they clumped up together so fast because of two things, mobility as well as just the potent ability of each hero to have a very high skill ceiling, making it so that they can continue to fight once everything is said and done. So this draft is honestly less about strategy and more about the coach giving the players a hero that can do so much. It's all about your own creativity. It's all about your own skill.
Yeah.
It's a draft not many teams can pull off. But the teams that can do it, it looks amazing.
It looked like also Blink got caught up trying to find Hiko.
Yeah.
And I think they understand the power of Hiko when he gets going. And I think they understand, too, how if you kind of tunnel vision, you can lose track of the bigger picture. And so sometimes in these best of sevens, it's normal, Brig, to, okay, we focus a little bit too much on that. Now we need to pull back here. Think about it a different way. If you're YG, what's your takeaway now going into Game 4? Because you can't really afford to make the same mistake. Going down 2-0, giving them a chance to, in this case would be 3-1, 2 games in a row, a chance to clinch out the next game. What has to shift? It might not be a big one.
Yeah, honestly, it's tough if you base it off that game because I agree with you. There might have been some sort of tunnel vision already. There was so much attempt to really lock on to Hiko specifically. And I think that's essentially because that's what you expect from the glue. That's the job that you really want to get from Blink because I don't think the Selena would be an easy target that he too could really dash on. So, and I guess you really would want to resort to the Harriet because it's a much more sustained source of damage when it comes to the team fights. But even if you do get to do so, the zoning. It was highlighted earlier by Lafel. I don't think the others could really catch up. So there has to be a much cleaner communication between the team, between Yangon, if they really want to set their eyes on something, and if they really feel like they're already capable of actually committing to whoever they want to go for or to that specific team fight. Because multiple times in that game, it just was a clear disconnect, I'd say.
Yeah, trying to get more connected here in this one. And when we come back, we'll have Game 4. But also, in the meantime, make sure to check out MLBB and its new crossover with Street Fighter.
Thinks he can come in here and play my game. Let's go. He knows nothing. Let's go!
Tyler 1, you're done.
Raw energy. Awesome, blow the house down.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
Well, the stage is set for history here in MLBB. MSC has given us a tournament to remember, maybe one of the best of all time. And we know that now that deserves a final that is worthy of your attention. But this one is all about the little things, the details yet again, because the drafts have kept this game pretty close. Yeah. It's really balanced on a knife's edge, Lafel, and now it's Yangon Galactico's chance to respond after Team Spirit again take the upper hand.
For me, if they want to win, they got to get first pick. They got to get onto blue side, because at that point, they can first pick the Harara or force Team Spirit to actually ban out the Harara, opening up the draft even more. Because I really feel like that's one of the big difference in game number 3 is that they're on the second pick. They have more picks, able to get the Claude. But again, letting go of that Harara does seem, honestly, quite punishing.
Yeah, especially as we've seen how the mastery from Czar has been exceptional in this series. Yeah. That last game, dude, I'm still not over how he actually got away. He still remained alive.
During the purple buff attempt,
the purple buff sequence. It was a bit too much to handle, I feel. It could be very... It could really affect the morale.
Yeah, and it's just in the flow, and it's a positive effect for Team Spirit. It's a negative effect knowing you got to deal with that again. There's going to be moments that he just escapes, and it's 2 games in a row. He's had too much of that. And on the other side, I think you have to consider that maybe this is Zaur's story. Maybe this is the story of a young jungler who's 16 and starts out his international career on a big stage like this and lifts a trophy, Lafel, because as much as Myanmar wants this, as much as they deserve it, ECA has also brought the heat.
I mean, like, if we're going to talk about story, since the very beginning, Sunset, Lover, as well as Sao, since as early as M1, they basically made through every international. They might have missed 1 or 2, but the majority, it's always them. And then the lineup upgraded by bringing in Kid Bomba, a lot of personality, but talking to the guy one-on-one, he's very clever in the game, especially about how the laning phase is supposed to be, and then eventually getting Hiko Mania. One of the, I think one of the highest counts of Savages in international tournament, and now completing this lineup, Zaur Egoist. I gotta say, all 5 members have been through a lot, And they're creating history every single time they go to any international stage.
I agree. That might just be a really good way to look at it, especially considering that if they do get to secure the championship here, that means that Zor Egoist was eventually the key to the breakthrough that Team Spirit has been longing to achieve for the longest time of them being part here in the competitive MLBB scene. But let's see, because there have been certain adjustments as well, especially in this draft. No more Hiraras coming through.
And you know, I think that is respect on the hero. I think it's respect on the hero, what she can do. I think it's respect on the opponents. And it's just saying, let's make it a non-factor, guys. We don't want the game to go based on who gets Hirara and who gets it 4 times out of 7. We just want to play. And at this point, you see the Uranus back up pretty high overall. I'd say for not seeing him last game at all, or banned, we see him first pick next to Zushin.
Yeah, honestly, very high winner here. YG, they might respond with the Esmeralda, but again, having that Zushin, the Zushin really makes it so that YG might have a difficult time here, because Zushin is incredible in the sense that she can manipulate the team fight, and she's very hard to catch. Just those 2 combos make it very difficult for any team to fight against Zushin.
Yeah, and my only concern is that that will provide for less playmaking for Yangon, which I feel like is an essential if they just really want to speed things up. So they don't really secure their XP lane matchup just yet. They already know that it's going to be against the Uranus, but this is what changes things.
My goodness.
But this shows that there's a chance that we're going to be playing double fighters. Or even if it is a marksman, it might be something that influenced the game early, like a Harif again. Harif, Granger, the likes.
Okay, if it's double fighter though, Alvakito Frey are gone. So it's just mostly the Ruby that could be a potential pickup for Hiko, if that were to be the case, which again, it could be also some sort of deny towards Ying, because Ying doesn't have a hero just yet, but do they really want to settle with a Ruby if they're playing a lineup that's just going to protect around a Yi Sun Shin?
I mean, I don't mind Team Spirit having at least one other hero that has the crowd control, because the good thing about Uranus, he's hard to kill. The bad thing is he has 0 crowd control. So I feel like Team Spirit, especially when they want to go into the team fights with Yangon, they might need at least one more, and then Zarigos will be perfectly fine on this Yi Sun Shin.
Okay. It's a great setup though. They already got rid of the R-Lot as well. And if they're looking to steal away the Ruby, then it will be looking good for Team Spirit. Yangon might then just revert to looking at other potential backline heroes maybe that they can just commit to finding either Hiko or either Zar. But in this scenario, you kind of just don't really pour in much into hero synergy again, because this is looking like a really good team fight comp if you want to play around the barrier.
Spirit, if they get something like a Minotaur, it does help out with the sustain as well as the crowd control. Betting on the Harv is good here because, again, I feel like Harv would be the #1 choice for Team Spirit, so that, yes, they have 2 scalers, but Harv is still usable even without 3 items.
How far are we missing the fact that Marcel, oh, well, they don't really need it right now. Marcel is still available.
I mean, they could take it.
I mean, they could take it if they put Uranus in the EXP.
Yeah.
And, of course, at the end of the day, they could also take it on the side of YG, and there's the Marcel.
Yeah.
You're pretty much high rank MLBB now, right? I gotta say.
So.
You download it, and now I feel like you're just mythic.
Please admit what your rank is already.
Thank you, guys.
You're probably not just admitting it to us.
That's my alt.
Well, right now for YG, I would say the good thing for them is Team Spirit has a pretty squishy lineup. So if they can get a jungler that can capitalize on that as a finisher, I think it'll be good. I feel like the Eudora in the early game won't be able to burst them out that well. They just need a good follow-up. They need a good follow-up, able to chase. I feel like that's the #1 thing YG needs. They need a hero that can chase. The Marcel, the Yi Sun Shin, as well as the Zushin. I feel like Nolan is still okay, but they picked up the Boxia, so they're going back to tank jungle and having the Benedetta and then the Granger picked up. I said they will pick up either the Harry or the Granger because, again, they just need that early game. But if scaling becomes a thing, the Claude as well as the Benedetta can deal with this Granger. I mean, Claude already has a good lane against the Granger, so I'm liking YG's draft despite not liking tank jungle.
You did say chase, right? I think the Bachelor is a lot of chase if they just really want to go for that. But yeah, I have to agree. Yangon have introduced something yet
creative once again. And I think currently we've been talking so much about the meta rewarding creative draft. Let's just see if they can pull it off efficiently against Team Spirit this time, who are currently on momentum.
Well, Cold Star likes the draft, shows some hearts to the fans at home and in the stands here at MSC. Feeling good about Team Spirit's chances to go 3-1 up, and Yangon trying to tie it up again.
A truly mythical battle that is being set before us. A composition this time for the Galacticos. They've got Ying on a playmaker with a Petrify in hand, and Hiko says, you know what? I'm not purifying this. I will win the lane. I will combo with my boy Sawo, and we will close this out. I have to see how this is going to play out, because we've seen many, many times in these matchups where the Boxia generally takes the early game pressure away from a Yishin Shin.
That's the thing, but it was in a different meta entirely. A meta where the jungle didn't give too much gold. Now the Yishin Shin being able to farm really quickly, able to get those items quicker as well. Will it stop that snowball from the Boxer? That's the question, and that's why YG, they're already setting their sights on stealing some of that those camps away from Team Spirit.
And this is exactly what they want. I don't know if Yangon planned for game number 4 to go this way, just to understand what the early rotations are going to be from Zaur, and then look to punish him later down in the series. Early on, though, I am a little worried how TS is going to play. Your first neutral objective doesn't seem very winnable for them, and then once level 4s come around, it's still sort of, oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, there's going to be good damage on Blink. Killing spree as well. Zaur a bit more movement speed, and Pryo in the mid lane goes over to Team Spirit as Bomba gets tempo up top as well, and this is what I'm talking about. The clear speed of the Yishin Shin. Level 4 already. And Hans level 3. Blink might be in a bad spot now. Zaur threatening Blink's life with the Mountain Shocker. Might be threatening a take on his Mountain Shocker. And baits out the Retribution. It's going to be down right as the turtle spawns up later on.
Yeah, this is such a big win for TS, because even regardless, they don't even have to contest the turtle, right? It's just going back to their own side of the jungle, finishing it. Oh, Zaur with the Traceless, trying to break up that shield unity if necessary. They do not want Hiko to fall behind. That does show a little bit of priority on who has the most important job and what they want to get done and accomplished in this game. First turtle up, it's up to anybody who's gonna get it.
I think for me, Team Spirit shouldn't contest this one. And looking at Zaur Ego's position, they won't. They know the neutral objective is basically the main win condition of Yangon Galacticos with a utility jungle, so they'll just give it away. They already got some wins. Ball lightning though, oh my god! Sao getting blasted. 2 ultimates used up. Hiko with the flicker out away from the shield unity. So much respect from Team Spirit against this snowball comp from YG.
Yep, and this is the creativity that we weren't really seeing from Yangon in game number 3. But here in game number 4, it's a completely separate beast. Yangon now actually having not even much of an economic lead. Oh boy. But they want to make sure that every moment matters here. At the end of the day, still, it's going to be up to Sanji finding that big play at the end to try and chase them down. And I think as long as they are, trying to set up this unstoppable force into this immovable object, they can force anything out. Beautifully done by Han.
Yep. Good move. The Crimson Beacon now down. YG can be looking for plays around the map, but again, the big question mark for YG is still, is this enough? Because I don't think it is, Gideon, right? With this composition, you need to be the ones controlling the neutral objectives to just stay even, but by doing that, Zaur has just used these little windows of opportunity to get ganks, to get camps, shield unity. Oh, the golden hour saves it! Perfectly done. Zaur getting out to safety now. The Lancer player's right there for the Breath of the Dragon. The Flicker locks him down for the ball lightning. Kaizen, Blink.
They got the punish with the enhanced, empowered, super conducted fork lightning. And Sanji, while this was all going down, that early rotation coming in from Hiko, he's gonna take all the gold in the world. Now we are starting to see the leads. The only unfortunate part is the fact that Blink has been taking these kills. But other than that, really, at this stage of the game, with how much money is on the line, the pressure and the pride of regions as well, Yangon, doesn't matter. As long as we get the kills, we're fine.
Hiko with a rotation in mid, getting caught. I agree, Gideon. But YG now they're a step closer to, again, pushing that lead to a spot where this composition should be able to get by this point of the game. But Team Spirit seems like they are confident that they have reached some of the power spikes as well to go for the contest. Bomba in the midst of it all now, pops to the consecration, able to buy some time right now as Blink walks up to the back. Zaur Ego is Mountain Shocker and the Retry win!
And now they keep on moving forward. They've already found one into Blink, and can they chase on to Han? Yes, they can, and they find it like the final blow!
Big bomb by Kaiser and the final blow to take Sao down, but the rest of Spirit stay calm and composed. It's a trade in the bottom lane as YG are able to get a turret. We look through this again, fight, and it was the Mountain Shocker and the level advantage from Sour Ego is that forced Han to use the retreat a bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to get one trade, but it's so unfortunate that especially for Ying, who actually was in great position with the Electro Final Ball and Petrify, just didn't catch Hiko at the very end, who shows up at the last second to take him out. So with Skypiercer stacks already involved here, Yangon have to recognize trading may not necessarily be the answer if those kills are going to get funneled over to Hiko's side. We've seen how devastating it was in our third place match between Falcons alongside... Oh, wait, hold on. Wow, a bit of a strange contestant here, especially for mid-priority. It doesn't seem necessary. Blink might be in some trouble.
Oh, that's all they want. They want to just bait out the Wrath of the Dryad to the bottom lane. The flicker out from Hiko. I mean, if you have the same level, now it's going to be very tough. They try to blitz the turtle, but they just don't have the enough damage. Can see on the bottom lane, all the way here. Sour making his way over. Rather than Dryad, locking him down as Han is able to get the retribution, but Blink's going to get shredded down. Sour throws him out of Shocker. That's going to be
What a play! The superconductor and Yangon Galacticos are able to find a couple of kills, but they're on the run now. They've traded 2 for 2, and it's not as even as we thought as Kimbamba takes one back.
They used everything to get the turtle, everything to get Hiko. And Spirit capitalize on the long fights. It's Bomba again. Deathless, this time on the Uranus. Against Han, takes it away as well. Recalls in his face as Sour pushes up top, gets a turret, and the trade is again good for Spirit.
They can't stop this. Let's look at the replay one more time, because again, Blink, amazing Wrath of the Dryads, hitting onto multiple targets here, but look at the chain here that Kaisei set up for Sanji, and yet it still wasn't enough. Those frontliners are a huge problem right now.
And Bomba waiting in the BMI, being the assassin on Uranus. Mountain Shocker again. Sour looking for the angle. Blink gonna be caught. Rather to drive, forced out of him already. That's gonna be the Mountain Shocker that lands on to the pickup and throw back into Hiko's bullets.
Good block. Good
Not
body
enough
block.
damage.
Yep, not enough damage, but look at this. This was a 4v5, and honestly, it's a big win for Yangon, getting some pressure on the opposite side. Now that they have an EXP laner who not only clears waves ultra fast, but also has incredible movement, they're not going to be put in the same scenarios like they did in the previous couple of games where, oh, we got to worry about our side lanes. Oh, we won't be able to get there in time. No, 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 no. It's a different story this time, and I think that TS recognized it.
It's all about building these waves. It's all about scaling at this point, right? YG, yeah, they have a snowball comp, but they have been able to find those clutch moments even in the late game with these kind of compositions before. That game 5 against Falcons, one of the best examples of that. So YG can never be counted out, even after they've been outscaled.
Yep, and I think the scariest part is the fact that YG have 2 incredibly fast rotating heroes, and I don't know if they're going to get the punish on this one. Still, Ying using his eye for an eye was thinking that maybe he was going to get hit by the turtle, but yo, Sanji. Real dangerous here, using BMI so aggressively. We'll see whether or not TS has the information.
Oh god, it's about to be a 4-level lead between the junglers. Blake's gonna get poked down. Rhapsody and the Dead Sonata, that's gonna be the shield unit landing on Sunset 11, but a good golden hour to stop them. A shot from Zour, killing spree as well. Zour looking for the opening right now, goes in, but Ham's gonna win the retreat battle. Rather than try it on the blazing away, coming from Sanjay!
And Hiko, he's looking for as many cleanups as he can. Hiko flickers 4, gets 1, gets 2, triple, and the Maniac instantaneously!
Out of nowhere, Hiko finds the shots, thread the needle, and now it's just Han. Team Spirit played such a good game. It was Han with the retreat. YG, that looked like they had the AoE, but Team Spirit are now the ones knocking on YG's door.
Holy cow, holy cow. Hiko, something unlocked in him. He just suddenly became Neo from the Matrix all of a sudden.
What the heck happened?
Because this was an incredible play, right? They just first zoned them out. Blazing Duet comes on through, and Hiko said, you know what? Doesn't matter. You're standing too close to each other. As soon as I land it, you are gone.
Bomba's feeling it. Team Spirit are feeling it. It's something in the air. Hiko's popping off. Sunset, Samo, Zour, Bomba, everyone.
You know, before the cast, before we even got to the draft, we got to see Mama Bomba walk by. And there was one thing that she said that is really stuck. Today is the day. They really feel it. They put so much heart into it. 54 stacks already built up onto Hiko. How can he not feel like he is him right now as they basically unlock the architecture of Yangon? They're looking for a T2 at this stage, and they're going to double confirm with the help of the Turtle Bow. They've got the vision, but at the same time, they know Ying is nowhere close.
And now it's YG. They got to dig deep. Yangon Galacticos again find themselves far behind, and unlike in game number 2 where they were able to equalize with their own lead, they went for this composition, the early one. They got 2 out of 3 neutral objectives, but they just couldn't capitalize on those team fights.
It's been very, very difficult, but at least the Guardian Helm is purchased by Han. So again, he can walk up forward as long as he doesn't get picked up and thrown backwards into a chain CC combination from TS. He will be able to retain his position with the rest of the team during these lore dances. And I think that's the scary part right now. Both sides understand that not... Oh, hold on. We're seeing the TS proactively trying to get something out of Yangon. It's the consistent push and pull, and like LaFell said, it's how creative you can actually get. You've got set plays, but of course, how do you make it all line up?
I guess it's through YG finding a big combo, but that's so hard to achieve as well.
I think it's a little bit more than that. 2
Purifies and Revitalize as well.
That's
now a BOD on Hiko.
He is massive, and they need to be able to cut those stacks in half. Half the problem is actually just finding Hiko. Exactly. And I think even Ying understands, it's like, man, around these neutral pits, they ring around and rosy us.
And even if they do, Gideon, Zaur is still there as the secondary carry, the man that's been targeted, that is given Hiko space. If you go for Hiko, you give space to Zaur. They get the Mountain Chakra, they see Sanji up top, they go for the burst on the Lord, and it is not going to be contested. Han is way too far behind, 3 levels under.
This is fine. This is fine. They still have some decent wave clear on their side. They might have to sacrifice an inhibitor, but honestly, at this stage of the game, you got to sacrifice more than just that. So much heart has been put into these games. Such a big difference. And there you go. Flicker out from Sanji. The autopilot might have costed him this next push.
And now for Team Spirit, it's about building that lead again. It's about going back to basics, playing around the fundamentals that they've relied on their entire careers, making it to this point, and again, winning through it. Small leads, building up, now bot wave and the top wave coming down as well. Sanji, you gotta be careful, buddy. You got no flicker.
And now the siege begins. The ball lightning has already been thrown out. That's guaranteed to at least get 1 inhibitor here.
Zaur up top, dodges away from the swings, the slashes. Hiko in the mid lane, picking up the base turret. Lord already coming down as well, but YG are able to clear it. Bomba keeping those stacks alive, taking a shot on from the turret.
This is smart. This is smart. TS, they're trying to keep them to that top side to make sure that the bottom wave actually collapses and they can at least net themselves the long lane's inhibitor. That would be great, but they know that they've delayed it on purpose, so they're going to take it 1 by 1.
Oh, Bomba baited everything. The ball lightning, the Thunder's Wrath. They got no resources now. It's all up to Ying and Blink.
This is immaculate wave control from Team Spirit. They're going to get this too, unless YG want to die for it. Winds of Nature purchased by Hiko, and I think that's the final nail that they were looking for.
We've had Lord Dance before. We've had some of these terms that we've seen. But Gideon, that was a Dragon Siege, that's for sure.
Oh my goodness. They've already climbed over the walls. And as everybody here,
they burned the walls down.
It's gone.
They flew by.
It's pure devastation on a macro level. Malefic gun purchased by Sanji. I don't even know if that's going to be enough, but he probably won't lose his Flicker to Sunset Lover again if that is the case. If he can kite him out, he can maintain his stacks.
He knows the Flicker was still down if he caught him.
Hey, he's got BMI. Sanji ain't gonna make mistakes like that, I hope. I hope and pray. We never know in these types of games, man. The pressure eventually gets to some of these players, and we'll either see them rise or fall.
And now we have to take a look at this goal difference. 11,000. Sanji, he was the main man to try to get on Hiko. Zaur as well, but now the Wind of Nature is built for Hiko. You can't even do that. Ying as well. What is that to happen? Hiko!
Hiko Mania coming back online. Now they're just going to chase who's next. Blink on that on the chopping block. You're going to turn it into a maniac or you're going to make him a savage. TS, let's find out as they're knocking on the door here in game number 4.
Ying brought a katana to a gunfight. Hiko showed him exactly why you don't do that. Golden Hour. Sanji able to flicker out of the Golden Hour. Pops in the blazing duet already. But Hiko's gone like Zhao walks up. It's Hiko with the shots again. He finds another. And Team Spirit secure match point.
And you can see nobody on the side of Team Spirit. They're not jumping for joy just yet. They know that there is only one more game to become a champion. They've achieved match point.
To quote Sunset Lover after securing grand finals, job's not done. And it truly isn't done yet. Yangon Galacticos, they've been able to dig deep before. They've been able to come back before. Now 3-1. What do they need to pull it back?
Man, I want to say comfort picks. Most teams,
they got it. The Baksha was there.
Most teams, especially when pushed into these corners, they start playing the things, even if it's in a bad composition, just to feel comfortable, just to put everything on the line to say that we gave it our best shot. I think Yangon still have hope, but so far, these mid-games, and especially when it comes down to battling, these trench warfares between Spirit and Yangon Galacticos have always seemed to gone into the hands of Team Spirit if the early game isn't completely dominated by the Galacticos.
And you can see it again, man. These fights, it looked so good for YG up until Hiko said, nah, I'd win. He walks up there, he stays in the back, waits for everyone. The ego, not just in Zhao, but in Hiko. He literally waited for his teammates to die in front of him, and he said, no, I can carry, I'll get these shots. And then when he was up ahead like this, he just takes those fights against a Benedetta. No problem.
So many battles that we've seen in the skies, but this is beyond our atmosphere. Let's throw it over to our panel and our analysts to break it down for you of how truly mythical this is.
Well, when you look at the competition that has been afoot here at MSC, we have seen some tremendous performances. But the way Hiko, Kid Bumba, Sawo, Sunset Lover, the rest of this Team Spirit roster, all the way from the very beginning, they have figured something out. They said it in scrims, they've proven it here, and they are one win away from being the, I guess, well, I'm going to say it, the best team in MLBB in the Galaxy. That's right, they are. And, of course, that still means YG has a chance to respond. And we know that you watching in Myanmar are still supporting. There is still hope there. But there's just something that Team Spirit, I think Mirko said it, is in the air for this team.
Yeah, and even if we did hear Gideon say something about maybe reverting back to comfort as probably one of the go-to solutions to scenarios like this where you're just so far behind. I think we already saw that from Yangon in the first 2 games, even, maybe.
Yeah.
They've been already trying to go for comfort, and now they took a different route. They became a bit more creative. We saw the intention, we saw the potential, but they just couldn't bring it to fruition.
I mean, like, here's the thing. It's hard to be comfortable when you're going up against Kid Bomba because I think I said this yesterday. He is shaping up to be the most terrifying player in MLBB because at this point, I don't know, man, he's a guy of nightmares. Like, as the saying goes, you can't reason with the dragon when your head is in its mouth.
Wow.
And the thing that the Kid Bomba has been doing is just pure destruction. And if you want to go for comfort, sure.
Yeah.
But deal with Kid Bomba for you to actually be comfortable. Until then, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's funny because, you know, I named 4 of the players on Team Spirit, and I didn't mention Zauer. And one of the reasons why is, again, he doesn't, at least from what I saw, have almost any deaths. And again, on the YSS, which has been a talking point, like, don't pick it. Why are you picking it? We haven't seen it work. Still finds a way to make it work. And Han reaching deeper and deeper into stuff that, you know, we're questioning, LaFell. But Team Spirit just feel like they're too comfortable across the board.
And the thing that Zara Eco is more about testament of everyone else. Everyone does so much that he's like, anything for me? Hello? Hiko just goes in, gets maniacs, you know, gets a double, gets a triple, and he's like, I mean, sure. I mean, as long as we win, I guess.
Yeah, Hiko Hiko Mania is back.
Yeah.
He came back in this game, especially. We didn't see a Savage. He was close to getting one. I think a couple times we saw a Maniac from him as well, but the way that he managed this even on a Granger too. So that's something, right?
Yeah.
That's something for Spirit, because they went in this game with a lineup with two heroes that you're just not so used to seeing anymore, especially in the current meta, but they find ways to make it work.
And the Baksha, the Benedetta coming out at the very end for YG. It didn't prove successful, but it did prove that they were willing to change things up. They know they need to do something different. And sometimes, LaFell, once you do get that answer, it could turn its head on a swivel. This could be a very fast 3-2 into a 3-3 and send us to a Game 7. But of course, you know, they've got to fix some of the stuff that you guys have pointed out on the desk, and obviously you pointed out within game that you want to bring up to our attention.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's not that YG didn't try, right? YG, even with the draft, they tried to deal with the Uranus of Kip Bomba, but it's, I don't know, at this point, Kip Bomba feels inevitable, because here's the thing.
He's Thanos, man.
They already have this Baxia, where Baxia reduces the healing as well as the shield that the Uranus has. And yet, even with a very bursty, you know, always chasing kind of EXP laner, they still weren't able to do it. So I think this might just stump YG just a little bit, because it's not that they didn't have the idea of shutting down Kip Bomba. They invested 2 heroes into it.
Yeah.
And yet it's still not enough, because as we're going to be looking at the clips here, again, like, one thing that I do have to say that is consistent with all of Team Spirit's wins is the fact that you know about resources, right? You know, like abilities, ults, and all those kind of things. One other resource is HP. And we see that YG sacrificed a lot of the HP to get these neutral objectives. But when you're going up against a team with a Sky Piercer, that's going to be pretty difficult, because as we see here, the thing that I want everyone to see throughout all the clips is just the amount of HP that YG is willing to give throughout the poke that we're going to be seeing here. The poke coming in from the Yisun Shin, Sunset Lover, as well as Hiko. There are 3 members coming in from Team Spirit that can deal damage without putting themselves in harm's way. And even though this one, Zara got it, but I feel like there's still a chance that Han was able to get it. But this is also another thing. This is not okay, Rain Day, which is after getting a neutral objective, go for the fight. A lot of teams do this, usually get punished. Team Spirit at this point is an anomaly about getting an objective and then continuing the fight. But again, look at the amount of HP that they have.
Yeah, look at that.
It's only Kip Bomba that is low, but hey, he's healing up every second. So it basically means that he hasn't lost HP. And then look at the HP of everyone else. Ying is low, Han is low. Even looking at Kaiser, basically almost everyone is half HP. We're gonna be continuing on the clip to see the trend here. This is one of those moments where it's good attempt coming in from YG, securing this by the Belleric using the ult to stop the members of Team Spirit. But again, I'm gonna be a broken record here. Look at all of the HP. Everyone is full except for YG, and then that just gives Team Spirit an avenue to just keep on going. This is the point where we thought things could turn things around, just because the Eudora was able to hit the Thunder Wrap onto 3 members. But again, Kip Bomba, being a nuisance, just waits on that BMI. Sanji travels back, gets the kill. We're gonna be continuing. This is, I think, the final clip here. And it's just the same thing. I'm gonna try to reverse. Okay. Look at Han here. The thing about Han is that he took damage because of Sunset Lover. Sunset Lover in this matchup, he kind of doesn't care about too many people. It's just Han. But because what is Han gonna do? He's a boxer. He's just gonna stay there and then eventually get picked up. And something to think about as well is this is a Lord. Lord does true damage, and there's not a lot of heals, right? Coming in from Yangon. Just look at who's healing here.
Yeah.
It's just the Belleric, but even Belleric, he has to hit someone for him to get the heal. Everyone's low HP, and then everyone from Team Spirit is basically full HP, so they just keep on going in, and by this point, there's enough Sky Piercer stack to help out Hiko to secure that Maniac. So
yeah,
I'm sounding like a broken record, but it's because it keeps on happening over and over and over again. That just shows what even our casters are talking about. Something with the pressure, you do crack a little bit, and I feel like how it does with YG is that they couldn't readjust. This draft is about those neutral objectives, but they sacrificed way too much to get those neutral objectives and then gave over a lot of Sky Piercer stacks. That's the reason they lost.
Yeah, a lot of times the game-changing plays, the game-dictating plays really happen during these objectives. It's sad to think that they may have had tools to deal with members one at a time, but the members that they really wanted to deal with the most were members that were out of reach. And it was only really Bomba who was making all of this possible.
He's too much.
He is too much. He is, as he said, inevitable.
Inevitable. It feels like they need a way to deal with Bumba. And I feel like you have to let other things go. You have to lose outside of the EXP lane. I think you have to let Zaur take on what he's going to take on. You can ban the Harara, and you can let him do whatever he's going to do. But I just think that when Bumba is in the lead, and we mentioned this from the very beginning, where the EXP lane helps the jungle succeed so much, you've now mentioned another layer, which is so much more important, which is the spacing. And he is spacing out the rest of YG. They're respecting him way too much, and I don't think it's too much for what he's done. He's clearly been effective, but is there a hero, is there a setup that they could figure out Kid Bumba has to respect more so that he has to group up so that they can control more of the space?
So here's the thing, yes. And the answer is, if you look at all of the draft patterns, Bomba's heroes are usually picked first. The one time he was picked last is on that Sora.
That's right.
Right? So as long as the Uranus, Esmeralda, and likes are open, then he will pick it up first. But then, here's where the problem lies. I feel like even with a counter matchup, Bomba can outplay it.
He can still do it.
That's the problem. I mean, like, the idea is there, the theory is there. Execution, way different topic.
Yeah.
It's a good point. They may just be out of picks, out of options. I mean, YG are staring a loss, you know, straight down. And I don't know, Greg. I think how you lose is important. This isn't it yet, but they've got to give something else, a different taste, a different look.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if they're going to go all in on solving one problem, it has to be Bumba? Does it have to be Zaur? Does it have to be Hiko? Sunset? Who is the one problem, if you had to choose one, they would need to solve?
It's tough because I think they tried to do a lot at once. It's taking out the Barretts already from Bomba. It's taking out the Paquito already from Hiko. It's taking out whatever they can, especially if they're on, let's say...
Second pick, they have to take out a Freya.
Yeah, so I think they've tried to deal with the most difficult ones, but more and more problems just keep coming out.
But do you then need to go away from taking Claude early and need to prioritize something in the desperation for, okay, we need a better mid laner. If we don't, it's going to get banned out. Like, they're getting Zushins, you know, Eudoras. They're getting picks like that without really working hard for them. So maybe they just need to say, let's let the Claude go. Sanji, you're going to have to pick up a little bit of the slack here. And we're going to force them to say, hey, you want to pick up Bombas? You're going to lose big time in mid.
Brigida, as well as Rain Day, this kind of shows the strength that Team Spirit has, where if there are more bans, it will hurt YG more than Team Spirit. Because here's the thing, imagine if YG bans out 5 EXP laners. Bomba still has something up his sleeve. Like the Lapu isn't contested. And yet look at how strong he is on that one. We cannot say the same thing with YG for now because, like you said, it's always the Claude.
Yeah.
The worry is if they don't pick up the Claude, they pick up something else, it's not going to be as good. Because right now, this is the biggest strength that Team Spirit has shown. It really doesn't matter what you banned. Our book of heroes is just way more than you.
I agree. Because I think some of the biggest threats to YG and their hero pool as well are even bigger when you look at it at Team Spirit and when they get their hands on it. So it's weird to say, but it's YG right now forced to ban out most of their comfort and their stronger picks.
Yeah, it's true.
So they're pushed to a spot where they have to bring out more, but then it's solved by Spirit. So I think that's a question for YG right now that they're in this position. Do they have even more? Because they tried. They've been creative with the Baksha Benedetta, but it did not work.
But that goes to our other conversation is Team Spirit fans ready to erupt, getting excited. YG as well. But I think it just has to be, as you see a little back and forth there, it's just got to be, okay, we've taken a lot away.
Yep.
What can we open up then? Because if the answer isn't to take away, then the answer has to be either to execute better or to open things up.
I would say the Hail Mary is let Bomba take whatever,
leave Paquito out,
and then completely ignore him. Meaning, okay, ban out the Barats, but try to ignore Bomba and try to basically get the other 4 members. But the reason why that can't happen is we see how Sunset Lover never gets caught. Hiko is also very hard to catch. And Zara Egoist, he has died like, I don't know, maybe 3 times this tournament. I have no idea. So it's easier said than done. Either you ignore Bomba or put everything onto him. Doesn't matter. It's still going to be bad.
Well, Zushin picked up, and I think for YG, that's got to spell a little sense of comfort heading their way, even though there's nothing exciting about seeing Kid Bumba and Zauer Egoist in those first 2 pick positions for Team Spirit.
You might be right,
Kid. What do we want?
Yeah, you might be right.
I'm just saying you might be right, Kid.
Because it was written Kid Bomba Finals MVP in the placards.
Oh.
if we do, can kind of seal the series here, but speaking of, it's a flex. The Paquito gets
They
open.
leave the Paquito open. I mean, it's the only way to do it.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't, right? No matter what you ban out, something is let through that you're like, come on, man. Why does it have to be like this?
Yeah, which I feel like is, yes, still a flex, but maybe they might be a bit more cautious about this because the Juicin showing up would mean that YG might be a bit more okay to doing the fighters in the lineup.
So Guinevere picked up here as well.
Okay, they changed. They changed the sequence.
Because Guinevere keeps
and the
getting
Arlet,
banned.
so they don't go for the Claude anymore.
Good luck on finding a job. We're praying for you, buddy. A job is hard to get nowadays. Hey, maybe you can try being a player. Either ways, YG right now, in terms of going for comfort, I like this because this both ignores as well as prioritize Bomba, because this is a good team fight lineup. A lot of crowd control, a lot of continuous damage. It really does come down to what the roamer is going to be. Hopefully just provides us a little bit more damage. If not, it's okay. The Gwyn can build a concentrated energy and they should be fine with that. So I'm liking YG's opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so far, I think they can use a lot of combos still with this lineup. I think the Guinevere Arlot already in itself is a combo. There's just so much more knockup, honestly.
I feel like they also have to be careful because, again, Bomba has a lot of heroes. His Alice is good against this Arlet. Not sure if it will get picked up, but stuff like Uranus, Hylos, Alice, all these kind of heroes are good against the Arlet. So, and even Yuzong, so...
This is just one of the first times we have seen a clear shift away from Sanji's comfort back to Ying. And you're right in mentioning that this feels good. They're also taking away the Uranus and they're taking away the Lapu Lapu, which again focuses on that EXP lane. The blue band on the other side because they're still looking for a roam. Beleric and Atlas gone.
Yeah.
And so where does that leave us?
So the Alice is still open.
Wait, who else
Atlas
is looking
gone,
for a Oh, he's a cameraman now.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, that's good for you, man. EWC is a good event for you to work on. There you go. Shout out to this guy. I was doing a good job, though, because if he was terrible, then, hey, work for 2 hours, get fired.
Yeah. Oh.
A phobia. Oh, again, like, there's so many counters towards the Arlet, so, yeah. But hey, at least they have a Zushin. The Zushin can fight against the Phobias, same as the Gwyn, so it's not all doom and gloom just yet.
There's nothing else you could have taken away, though, at this point. They've banned EXP lane and Kid Bumba specials as much as they could without letting an Atlas through. So it's like, I feel like YG's saying this is all we can do.
Now the problem is they know it's going to be a Paquito Gold.
Yeah.
So what do they pick up that don't lose immediately? They pick up the Brody as well as the Badang here. This is basically going all in team fight. One of the worries is that only the Gwyn can handle the long lane, but hey, if you win all the team fights and the game by 11, it's good anyways.
How's the spacing on this? Does this solve that problem of the zone that we've been seeing Team Spirit create with Kid Bumba?
I still feel like it's going to favor Spirit more. That's a Phobius and a Paquito who can independently just find and create the openings, and they finish off with a Selena. Okay. So that's, I think, a keyword for at least this matchup. Spirit can be more individual. Yangon, they are desperately required to work together.
So how YG wins if they punch first, and how Team Spirit wins is if they slip the punch and then hit with a haymaker. So I don't know, man. YG, this is a good draft, but requires a lot of good execution and hoping for your opponents to miss.
Last time Cold Star did something like that before heading to the back room it was Team Spirit who won. If it happens again, they are not only going to win, they will be the winners of $1 million and that trophy in the middle of the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. Your MSC champions. Could it be Team Spirit? If they win this game, it will be. But Yangon Galacticos trying to claw it back and force another game. We'll see what happens here as the stage is set for glory.
A set so beautiful that it can only be prophesied. You can hear it in the atmosphere. You can hear it in the win. This could be their moment. This could be the day, unless Yangon Galacticos can stop them to turn and start a potential reverse sweep. We come here at match point game number 5 here at the Mid-Season Cup 2026 here at the Esports World Cup. And Team Spirit have been so close. They've been working so hard for this. Yet you would imagine that at least for the Yangon Galacticos, that maybe this is God-given.
Could be, especially considering if you look at how Yangon Galacticos have decided to draft, how they've decided to play. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Han, after the purple buff, goes straight into the bush, looking for a gank, looking for an advantage early. And Spirit, as calm as can be, playing around again, punishing those mistakes. They see Han up top, Zaur goes down below.
They got to be hyper efficient. Looking at the emblems, the only thing... Oh man, extra sustainability for Han. Not going for Season Hunter this time. Wants to actually play for these fights. And if they just win the fights, the neutral objectives will naturally come as well.
It's the same choice of emblems from yesterday against Falcons PH for Yangon Galacticos as Han. It's back to just setting up for the rest of the team. Being, okay, maybe less farm than Zaur Ego is, but at this point, I think he needs to just accept that. Zaur has gapped them in terms of farm in the last 4 games. Even when they were winning, it was Team Spirit who still were able to even it out with for Zaur.
And this is in consideration of everything that has happened in this game, right? They're reading into the behavioral patterns that TS have kind of put before them. In Yangon, you can see a lot of preliminary early motions, right? Get that quick push on that top side, come down to mid lane. Oh!
Uh-oh. Stun lands, gonna get a lot of damage. Now the Valor Requiem as well. They play for the strong side. Sanji is him. That's first blood over to YG.
Now, as long as they delay this turtle for as long as they possibly can, that's gonna be more and more gold falling into the hands of Sanji. Good Abyssal Arrow here onto Kaze, but so far, TS, they don't want to punish this just yet. They got bigger fish to fry.
Another arrow into the deadly magic. And the poker trick, but Blink gets away in time, gets into the bush. And Han will still be able to farm up. Now the question is, how do they stop Zaur from snowballing through farm?
Well, it's about making sure that people are there to body block the right targets. Kid Bomba might be in some trouble here.
Well, the Requiem into the final slash earlier. YG showing signs of life.
They're fighting back. They got hit on the chin a couple of times. A little dazed, a little wobbly, but doesn't mean it's over. Blink able to get at least a champion stance out of Hiko. Now Golden Hours have been dropped down. A lot of the motions that we see on the map for the side of TS is poking and prodding, right? And forcing out ults coming out from every single lane.
And it's this combo, the Arlet and the Guinevere, that has gotten them so many wins in Myanmar as well in their MSL. For Team Spirit though, it's again just playing through the meta. It's them just building these leads, and for YG, it's about ganking Bomba again and again. That's a second one, back to back.
Tell me that isn't just picture perfect. Picture perfect-esque even. Just plenty of vengeance, and now looking for that punish once more, forcing Hiko to flicker back out. It's one of our memories as well being thrown just to make sure that he stays and losing out as much health as possible. This is a really dangerous game because Yangon, their entire composition, a majority of their early game damage is going to come down from Sanji, but of course the vengeance coming in from Ying, everybody can enable him.
So YG got the lead early. They didn't get the neutral objective, but it's A-okay because they were able to pick up 3 kills. All of them on the hands of the targets you want to see in the early game. It's on Ying, it's on Han, it's on Sanji. Now the turtle spawns in YG's side of the map. In the Brody side, Sawo able to escape. The arrow lands on Ying, but now it's all a race to get to this turtle.
Yep, they're trying to use the extra bonus movement speed to take first position. Blink back on the Minesweeper job. Gotta get rid and clear these traps as much as possible to deny information from their opponent. But Sawo, he's going for more here, right? Focusing not only on that mid wave, but disrupting that backline for now as they get into the neutral fight.
Zaur gets away. Now, instant final slash into the Requiem, but the Golden Hour catches him. And the Requiem's going to be baited. Fist track him in as Han is able to get the Reggie, but Bomba's stuck.
They gotta get rid of him, and now they finally do. Han takes him out, and they even get one more in Hiko. If they get a third, it's guaranteed. guaranteed. The snowball has begun for the Yangon Galacticos. 2.6K already right at the 4-minute mark.
And that's the explosion that we were waiting for Yangon Galacticos. Even in the previous game, how can they push it forward? How can they push the lead even further through a fight around the neutral objective? Team Spirit have played it so clean in the last few games, but here it was YG with their comfort, AOEing, not giving Team Spirit a chance to react.
This is a huge build of confidence for Yangon at the very least, right? Even Ying flickering final slashing just to make sure that he can cover not only Bomba, but just in case somebody was behind him in that bush, he covers those angles instantly. And that's something that right now, TS, hey, early game's kind of done here. Finding these individual targets has been a lot harder because Yangon, they've decided to tactically split up their squad. 2s and 2s. Get your pairings on either side, play around Sanji, and he is going to be the ballista that breaks down the turrets.
That's the siege, that's the catapult, that's the ballista, that's everything. The whole siege unit is that Brody. But you have to usher him through. He's a very vulnerable target. Bomba, though, on the Phobius here, not having a good game. Now going to get pinned down again. Sawo has a golden hour, is able to find 2. Now the rest of the team comes corralling on. Sanji flickering out to safety, but Bomba's going to be caught in the stun. Now Ying with the final slash into the spatial migration.
Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. This combination between Ying and Han has been ridiculous. And if you think that's not the end of it, well, guess what? The truth is it isn't. They still have Kaiser and as well as Blink as major follow-up tools or engagement tools. It really doesn't matter who shows up first as long as Ying is nearby. And I think that Zara, this is going to be a pretty tough game for him. His base HP isn't that high. He's going for that concentrated energy, knowing that he's going to be a primary target for a lot of the members of YG. And here we go, once again, they find a combo!
Oh, spatial migration and the Violet Requiem. Sao's going to be taken out, and now it's Sao. Double, oh, they want a triple. Spatial migration lands again, Bomba's low. And Ying picks up the mega kill. Team Spirit can only just look for a trade in the bottom lane.
Yep, chain CC perfectly. Kid Bomba, unfortunately, unable to start using his ult to dodge abilities. Just it wasn't given the space, the time, and more importantly, it just wasn't a free frame for him. I bet he was spamming it at some point in that fight, but he knows that unless it's underneath his turret, it's the only way to keep him safe. And even then, Bomba decided, no, not yet, not like this. We'll take the trade. That's all it's going to be. Sawo a little disappointed, of course, but hey, this is match point. Hey. It was never going to be that easy.
They want to get Hiko next. Spatial migration already there. Blink. He's going to be looking for it. He finds the punch. He gets the fist crack, and now the pin down with the Violet Requiem.
Oh, this Badang is doing so much work here. There's so many things that Badang can cancel out. Oh, wait, hold on.
Golden hour. Sawo playing around with the Kaiser now with the Lantern Flare on Sawo. Oh, almost vengeance coming down as well. Sawo is able to get away. Zaur is trying to farm on the other side of the map.
It's tough, it's tough. Let's look at the replay one more time here because that flicker from Hiko caught beautifully by Blink.
Well
he is
played.
not missing right now, and he's back on that comfort. This is a composition that they played many, many times, whether broken apart, but now finally as a unit this time. War Axe already completed by Hiko. I'm not sure about this one.
Uh-oh, Violet Requiem, but this time there's no Han to play it around. This crack coming down with a pin as well. Hiko going to be caught in the tough spot now. Oh my god, big stun! Sanji in the back, just doing damage, free hitting everybody. Hiko's dead for the 4th time this game.
It's a rat trap. It's a dirty rat trap here from the side of a Yangon. Every single time TS tries to overstep their boundaries, it's an instant punish here, and it feels like it never ends. There's just so much CC on Yangon's side that you cannot just send one member, you have to send a multiple. And even so, Sunset Lover now losing a lot of the structures from his side of the base. He has a lot less play area, a lot less ways to maintain important vision over key parts of the map.
Right now, Bomba and Hiko are at a combined 0-9-0. These side laners are just not having a good time. With Blink, Han, and Ying constantly CC locking them. Not even Zaur, dude.
Yeah, Blink has been playing a strong game, but now here comes the Conceal. Let's see.
It's kind of crazy. He goes straight on to Kaiser. He's able to escape, but the Deadly Magic is right on him. It takes down out of the Golden Hour. Is able to save him for the Battle Requiem, and now it's going to be the all-out.
And now they keep on moving forward. They have to go for the chase. Kid Bomba is going to be left all on his own as Hans chases the rest. Killing spree for Sanji. Sanji at this stage of the game. Zaur for Kaize, and of course, the Lord goes into the hands of the Yangon Galacticos.
Desperate from Team Spirit, but that's the only thing they could do. It's either that or they sit quietly in their base, waiting for the Lord to come through, and that's a DHS for Sanji.
Holy cow, 14-1. 14-1 to get some momentum back. And Han, he's more than happy to start using that magic thumb to get in and out of these fights. And again, they're daring TS even. They're saying, you know what, you did this all past 2 games. Not this time. It's our turn to have a little bit of fun, blow off some steam.
14-1 in our game number 5. This was possibly it for TS, but YG